in Shanghai right now, and he's funding these protests. His name is on their flyers.
Just out in the open.
Out in the open. The same thing with the No Keys protest. That was funded by the Waltons. Christy Walton from Walmart, yeah, she funded that too. So we have all these billionaires funding these movements who's supposed to be against the elites, but you have elite-funded protests?
Y'all are the elites.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
Take us down.
Like, where they do that at?
So we don't have any protests for missing kids at all?
It hasn't happened.
It's never happened.
Nobody gives a shit?
I'll wait.
That's crazy.
I mean, not only missing young ones, but no protests for... We work hard, y'all. We spend 40 hours, 8 hours a day, sometimes more, out of our days, right? 8 hours of our day working a job we don't like, and they take half of our money we work for and steal it, don't even put it towards anything. And the people that steal it, they don't put their money to the pot, and we don't protest for that. We're spending our time paying taxes. This is what I'm talking about, paying taxes. We're spending our time to pay taxes to God knows what, where this money's going. But the people that are making all this crazy money, they're not paying taxes. But if we don't pay taxes, we go under the jail. Every time we go to the grocery store, every time we go to do gas, every time we get taxed on something, and then when we sell something, we get taxed on that. We get taxed on, and nobody's protesting on that. No one's protesting on missing young ones. No one's protesting on these rich elites that are doing God knows what with our young ones. We're protesting off things they want us to protest on. We're at a new war that we didn't want to be in. Do we want to be at war with Iran? Really? Israel wants us at war with Iran, so we're at war with them. If you watch the news today, they say we bombed with Israel. They don't say we bombed at, America bombed Israel or bombed Iran. They say America bombed Iran with Israel. Like, we don't want that. I don't want our young soldiers going to war for that.
Charlie Kirk was very aware he was going to die his whole last day alive. We even have clues of him showing betrayal to people that are very close to him. Not to mention a whole bunch of videos being deleted from their YouTube and him warning a lot of his friends. So sorry, but we can't let that page turn. This was his last day alive compared to normal interviews. You can see right here, the video I just showed you, I'm about to show you again. His whole nose is red. His eyes look very teary. He had been crying before he went on the show. It really can't be more obvious. And while he's in his home office, he was looking at somebody with that look. Here's it in slow motion. He's looking at someone like that right there. Again, a fake smile, you can tell he had been crying. This aired, I guess, on September 10th, but it was recorded on September 9th. The day before, while he was texting everybody that he was scared for his life. So the question is, who was he looking at like that? Because right here, he's in his home office. So again, someone very close to him.
CEO of Turning Point USA, Charlie. There's some good news here, clearly, with the conservative young male voters.
Probably Erica Kirk driving them freaking nuts. I can only imagine that woman.
And not wanting to prioritize family.
Yeah, this is a pattern that I've seen time and time in these colleges.
Why did this whole thing get swept under the rug?
There's a place called Raccoon Island in Miami.
Already looks incredible.
You can literally just kayak to it. It's one of those many little keys, and you just rock up, and the raccoons just hang out.
Oh my goodness!
So
they're feeding it a Pringle.
It's fantastic, dude.
It's amazing for the kids too.
And look at this. And that's the thing is, these animals have completely changed their behavior, right? Mm-hmm. They're a nocturnal, like pretty elusive creature that now, look at this island, which is like a controlled study site, basically. Yeah. They're now diurnal because people visit during the day and they live on Pringles.
Let's have a look at this lady behind President Trump and just look into her eyes. I've been saying this for a long time. The people that are running the show, the people that are behind the closed doors, they are not human. They are some sort of shape-shifting reptilian humanoids, and it's been caught on tape over and over and over again. They live amongst us, and this is why they're so evil, because they're not connected to the source of all creation. Peace and love.
Wait, hold up.
This is what I'm talking about.
You mean to tell me that we're still paying taxes and the federal workers aren't even paying taxes themselves. So the reports say 149,000 federal employees owe 1.5 billion in unpaid taxes, and this is just for the fiscal year of 2021. Now, this isn't a new report. This comes from a couple of years ago, but we just glossed over this, right? And mind you, almost 6,000 of those employees are IRS agents themselves who owe 50 million in unpaid taxes as well. Gets wilder though, because since 2020, the IRS has spent at least $10 million on guns and ammo for its 2,100 special agents. Why? In addition to 4,500 guns, 5 million rounds, 539 long barrel rifles, 15 machine guns that's already in stock at the agency. What are they getting prepared for? I mean, could it be that they're getting ready for some type of uprising or revolution regarding taxes? Now, this is uncovered by Senator Joni Ernest, who presented a bill saying federal workers need to get audited every year, and if they fail, then they get fired. Now, as taxes ramp up, the billionaires are making their move, including Zuckerberg, who is going from California to Florida. Now, he's doing this to avoid the 2026 Billionaire Tax Act, which is a one-time 5% wealth tax fee. Okay, you guys, let's really think about this for a minute. You go to the store, you have sales tax. Some states, you have state income tax. Then you have federal tax. Then you go to the gas pump, you have gas tax. You move a certain amount on PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, etc., tax. So a third of your time, energy, and money, you're actually working for the government. So the question is, how did we get here? Well, since 1913, when they ratified the 16th Amendment, they made taxes legal because before that, the U.S. Supreme Court actually deemed taxes unconstitutional and illegal, which is the same year, 1913, the Federal Reserve was created. And if you guys didn't know, the Federal Reserve is a bank owned by other banks. Surprise! You guys, I would just like to know, for the 8th straight year, how does the Pentagon fail an audit spending taxpayers' money and we're missing about $50 billion, but there's no recourse? But if you do it, you have penalty fees and even risk jail time. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, and let me know what you guys think about all of this down below.
Where's the uprising for that? Where's that uprising? That's why I say people are out there protesting because they want you out there protesting. That's why. You're protesting for nonsense. You're out there because they want you out there. Not because it's because it's what's right and you're out there because that's what they want.
What's that? Oh, a giant iceberg broke off of a glacier? How big was it? Oh, just the size of Chicago. What was under it? Oh, scientists discovered a whole new bunch of life forms underneath the iceberg. Oh, goody. Yeah, they found things like luminescent worm-type creatures under there that were only about the size of a house. Oh, fun! They believe there's at least tens of thousands of species and creatures that we're unaware of in that area. Goody. These scientists were super excited about their findings, but they left very quickly once their boat was elevated in the air and moved and dropped down what they say was about a mile away, and they have no idea what did it. Okay.
I used to be a debt collector for 15 years, and there's one question that would stop us in our tracks every single time. Ready? Just ask them. Can you provide written proof that you have the legal right to collect this debt? That's it. We hated that question because most of the time we couldn't. Debts get bought and sold for pennies. Half the time, collector doesn't even have the paperwork. That question is your right under the FDCPA, and it shuts the whole thing down. Save this. You're going to need it. Share it with somebody that can use it, and follow for more tips that they don't want you to know. The link's in the bio.
Erica herself is therefore Syrian Lebanese on her mother's side and Swedish on her father's side. So something which struck me as immediately odd about Erica is just how deeply she identifies as Swedish, despite her public insistence that she was raised by a quote-unquote single mother. Think about that just from a social perspective. If Erica was indeed raised by a single mother, wouldn't you expect her to identify more deeply with those Lebanese Syrian roots, right? You might even understand it if she resented her Swedish roots. Like, my dad didn't do anything, and so I'm not even doing anything with the Swedes. I don't even like being Swedish. To the contrary, Erica feels so deeply attached to her Scandinavian roots.
Before we get into this, I thought they were friends. Didn't she go on the show with her and they were laughing and hanging out together? And am I mistaken that? Now she's on here bashing her again? See what I'm saying? They want this division. They want this division. They're friends behind closed doors. We've seen a podcaster talk about they went to a party and they were all at the same party, hanging out, drinking together, and they come on podcasts and divide us. They divide us. The right and left do it. The right and if the left's doing it, you think they're the only bad guys? The left, the Democrats are the only bad guys, and the rights are holy American Christian people, right? No, they use that against you. They know their supporters are mostly Christian people, so guess what? They use that to divide you, and they say the left aren't. Right? They use that against you, y'all.
That in 2019, she moved to begin the process of obtaining her dual citizenship. She posted this herself, where she is, dual citizenship commenced. Okay. Maybe you're thinking logically, well, she loves her grandpa. I had a fantastic grandpa. I get that. I should mention she comes from a very long line of the Swedish Freemasons. She definitively was close to her grandfather. We know this because she posts about him many, many times over the years, referring to him affectionately as her morfar. Saw this over and over again. You just see posts of him on how much she loves him. She even mentioned her grandmother there. That's his wife, Elaine. And she says she is my angel in heaven, but I usually call her Mormor. So that's her morfar and her mormor. Show you another post, just her grandfather, where she's going to talk about reflecting upon losing him in 2016. She's posting this, and she again is going to address him as her morfar. This appears to be another wrinkle. You see, I received a flurry of emails from our fans in Sweden about this particular post, and they did not like this post. And what they told me about it, they didn't like about it, made me reconsider things. But they said, Candace, Erica is referring to her grandfather as her morfar. I was like, okay. So I looked it up. It means grandfather in Swedish. Like maybe she doesn't, but it's cute. Okay. Maybe she's not fluent, but she's cute. And then they explained it to me a little further. They said, no, Candace, the Swedish language is quite literal here. Morfar quite literally translates into mother's father, morfar. And farfar quite literally translates into father's father. We have different words for these things. These have entirely different meanings. You would never call your father's mother your morfar. You would never call, that's what she's doing. She's calling him her morfar. That is Erica's farfar. If Kent is her father, her father's father is her farfar. She said, the woman emailed this, she said, no Swedish grandfather would ever allow you to refer to him as morfar if he was not actually your morfar, okay? If he was your farfar, he'd say, very cute, I'm your farfar, let's get that straight. This would be something akin to being someone's grandfather and allowing them to call you uncle. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Words have meaning. So why is her very Swedish grandfather, so Swedish, this line of Freemasons, Masons Swedish, allowing Erica to call him my mother's father? Lori's father? No, that's not Lori's father. What's going on here? This is an incredibly interesting wrinkle.
No one has any clue what it is.
What is going on here?
And that is why they get away with us paying taxes. Because millions of people are tuned in to this Erica Kirk thing, not knowing that Erica Kirk is probably sending her those pictures to post. People need to wake up, man. They think they're awake, y'all, but they're not.
Is that some sort of, that's not a foam finger that got caught up in the rainstorm, is it?
What
is this, guys?
Is that a balloon covered in dish soap?
A balloon.
Nobody knows exactly what it could be. What in the world is going on anymore? What is happening anymore in the Matrix? Now, this was at a minor league baseball game. And again, nobody knows what it is. Maybe there's nothing to this at all. Maybe it's just a piece of plastic. I really don't know what is going on, but you've got to admit that is very strange. Very, very bizarre. What do you think about this? Wake up.
This is why you gotta come. When you get your house built, you gotta come every single day to watch these folks build your home. This a low bearing wall. Look at the gap. Look how your nails in here.
Look at this one, look right here. Look at this. It's not even stable. Look at it.
Look at your gaps. That's why you gotta come.
It's not even stable.
Look at this nail.
These are all the guys that
That's why
built
you
it.
gotta come when these folks building your house. Look at the nails. You ain't gonna never see this because this is gonna be behind the wall. Look at your gaps.
Look at the straight.
And your joints, your 2x4. Look at this.
Why they got this one sticking out though?
You gotta come every single day. Look at this.
Is this even stable?
Guarantee you they'll never take stuff like this out. This gonna stay behind your wall for forever. Look at the nail, straight through the stud.
I mean, the price of things are going up, and
Look
the
at the
quality
trash
of
wood
things
that they
are
use.
coming down.
Look at it.
I mean, it's terrible, y'all. Like, I'm not buying a new house ever.
Look at the trash wood.
I'll buy like a, 2015 prior house? What do you guys think? What year?
This pressure
Any
treated,
construction workers
but
out there? What
look at
year? 2020 and prior? Was
Look
that
at
when
your
things
angles
started
of your
getting
wood
cheap?
cut wrong.
Because I'm in the market for a new house next year. And I know I'm not getting a new build. I know that for sure. I hear too many horror stories for new builds. Personally and online.
You ain't gonna never know.
What is it, 2020 and prior? I believe 2020 is when they started. That's when things took off, price-wise. So
This is behind your
I'm
wall.
guessing the quality of stuff went down then too.
So I recruited this guy from scratch. He had a very specific telltale crimp. Crimp is a certain way that you twist the wires inside a bomb. He had a very unique way of connecting the wires and twisting them. In fact, we had a name for him based on the style of the crimp. So I knew that the guy who had blown up the Citibank branch also planted the bomb at the McDonald's. I just didn't know his name until he's sitting in front of me and he says, yeah, I'm the one who built those bombs. So he built one like right in front of me, and I took it into the office to show them it's the crimp that we've been wondering for 6 years who's building these bombs. It's him. The reason why he agreed to be recruited was because he really, really needed the money. So I started paying him, and I was paying him pretty handsomely too. And he was giving me good information, like operational information. So he calls me one night, and it was late. It was like 11, and he did the, what we call the protocols. And I said, hello. He says, hi, the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. So I said, oh, mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. And he laughed and I laughed and we hung up. And that meant meet me in the parking lot of, the Jumbo toy store at 2 a.m.
Toy store.
Watch this.
The freaking toy store, y'all. That's where they're going to meet talking about explosives. They can't meet at the federal building. They can't meet at the World Bank. They got to meet at the toy store. Make that make sense. That's how deep these things go. That dude just said it. Meet me at the toy store. That's where we're gonna go. This terrorist that the CIA hired, so now he's a good guy. Meet me at the toy store. Not meet me at. You might as well say meet me at the preschool. Jesus Christ. God, man. Meet me at the toy store. Parking lot. It's terrible.
Problem. So they will figure out a problem that they have, assess it, think about what kind of tool would help them. Like in this video, that one stick wouldn't work, and he went and got the longer, skinnier stick, stuck it in there, and it worked perfectly. They are just very good at cause and effect. And when there's a problem, they figure out how to fix it, and then when it's not getting fixed, they figure out what's happening to not fix it, and then they fix that problem. They're just very smart animals. And they actually have one of the largest brain to body ratios in the animal kingdom. From their body size, their brain is...
What are you saying? Yeah, mine's non-speaking. You don't want to interact with another customer or anything like that. There's a few speaking directions. One time I was fountain guy.
What's fountain guy?
Pretend you're the fountain going off.
Wow. What do you think? What do you think about that dude? That's the dude that said he worked at the underground Starbucks, isn't it? That, you know, Will Smith and them go to A-list celebrities that you never see in traffic, right? That the elites, they have underground tunnels and they have cities under there. That's the same dude. Now he's an extra that is the fountain guy.
Dealer, I can tell you why no one else is going to prison for the Epstein stuff. The FBI investigated it for years and produced millions of documents, but they can't prosecute anybody. We all know that's bullshit. And if you look at how they take down drug kingpins, you can understand it better. They don't start at the top. They start with somebody who got caught with a little bit of drugs and tell them either you're going to jail or you can tell us where you got it. And if they give up a name, they go catch that person with drugs and they tell them the same thing. And they keep doing that and work their way up as high as they can. Going to prison is a strong motivator to turn someone else in. But pretty much everybody associated with Epstein was among the richest and most powerful people in the world. On one hand, you might think that means they can hire lawyers to defend themselves. But on the other hand, if any of them got arrested, they would be able to hire lawyers and private detectives and pull strings and find ways to get themselves out of trouble. And that'd probably include taking other people down. So it's in all their interests for none of them to be prosecuted. By the time we're given the illusion that the legal system is a justice system, even if that means somebody has to be a scapegoat, but when everybody involved is rich and powerful, the veil comes off. And that's what we're seeing now. 2 million people are currently in American prisons and jails. Almost all of them are poor. In any sort of disadvantage significantly increases the chances you'll be incarcerated. Meanwhile, if you're rich and powerful, you're very unlikely to ever go to prison, even if you do something wrong. That has nothing to do with justice. It's the opposite of justice. And the system isn't broken. It was literally designed this way by the very type of people that are involved in the Epstein stuff.
We just saw the arrest of Nemesio Ceguera Cervantes, the head of the New Generation Cartel, who may or may not be dead because nobody knows.
But he's arrested, and now he may or may not be dead?
His son-in-law faked his death in Mexico.
Okay.
And miraculously resurrected himself and was arrested in Riverside, California.
Oh.
So what are we doing realistically with this designation? Is this an attempt by the United States to actually eliminate the cartel problem and this fentanyl epidemic, which the United States created, by the way?
Why do you say we created it?
Because you prescribe fentanyl in the U.S. for a long period of time to people. And then
talking about like the Sacklers and
the opiate epidemic and all that, that's like in America. So then when they realized that a lot of the orchards that were being populated with marijuana grows were no longer necessary because you guys are growing weed up here, we cut that off and now we put heroin in there and then we mix it with fentanyl to give it a kick.
There are a lot of people that are very famous musicians. The rumor has it they were executed because they were getting ready to expose pedophilia.
Executed as in killed?
Well, the rumors going around about Chester from Lincoln Park and about Chris from Soundgarden was that they were making a movie on child abuse, child trafficking, I think it was. They're both gone, and it's very suspicious.
So let's go over the damage of Walmart using electronic tags. So Walmart's having a bad time. See right here how it says this item, they get 12 times 140 grams. These are 140 gram bags. So I'll pay this for the first one and then get the rest of them for free. That one, that one.
What?
There's some others. So Walmart's really fucking up. See? 12 bags for 4. 12 bags. 12 bags.
Is that how that works? I don't get it.
These are 15 bars, 15 bars, 15 bars, 20 bars, 15 bars. These are all corporate errors. So let's go over it. I got 75 Aero bars, 20 Crunch bars, 30 Kit Kat bars, 30 little chocolate bunnies. I got 24 boxes of cereal, and all together I got 48 bags of these candies. So they had them priced, like I just showed you in the video, as their case amount for the price. That was only 2 stores. One of the stores is fighting me on it, even though I know that I'll get it, so that will be another like $600 worth of stuff. But yeah, I paid, how much did I pay? I paid, where is it? I paid $44.09 for $773.21 worth of stuff.
Years. Trees are insane. Because what do you mean this tree started to grow in 1525 AD? Here to here is an entire human life. But the tree was alive for 100 years. Trees are insane. Because what do you...
We need to talk about the dolphins.
They look like they have a giant smile. They're 400-pound puppy dogs. We develop land-based and water-based activities with the dolphins to help restore brain function. You get in the water and you see those dolphins, it really nourishes your soul. Highly intelligent, their brain is very similar to ours. We are visual creatures. Dolphins' echolocation is their primary sense. We develop specific in-water exercises with the dolphin behaviors touching the dolphins. In the water, they're constantly echolocating on our clients. They can tell things internally, goes right through your tissues. Extremely sensitive to changes in the environment. This one client who was dealing with seizure disorder, the dolphin would not leave the area of her head when she's laying on her back in the water. And the marine mammal specialist who wanted to move the dolphin away, she said, this dolphin will not move from this woman's head. Marine mammal specialists spend countless hours caring for these dolphins like they're their children. They're so intimate with them that they say, we have people that they will stay closer to. We find out later that they have X, Y, and Z conditions. They have a certain connection. They have a soul.
You guys know about the mattress theory, right?
No. Mattress theory?
Yes. Tell me why. You look at mattress stores, a lot of them are across the street from each other. That's one. 2, mattress stores, they barely have anybody in there.
They never do.
How are you staying in business for years to come? You're beating out all the other businesses?
So you're saying that they're hiding things in those mattresses?
It could be laundering, it could be transport, it could be fronts. If you pay attention, really look at mattress stores, where they're located. A lot of them are near each other. They never go out of business. How many mattresses do you buy every year?
You don't.
So how many other times do other people buy mattresses?
You probably buy one every few years.
Exactly.
Realistically.
I mean, to stay in business, you got to sell shit, right?
So you're saying they stuff in people and or drugs and or money, like cartoon
I'm not
shit.
saying any. I'm not claiming anything. It doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying.
It's like the mall, though. What's all those stores in the mall doing? How are they in business?
I don't know.
Seriously, go to your local mall. Just look around. How is the fucking kiosk?
Yeah, a lot of them.
How are they in business?
I don't know.
How are they making that much money?
Especially with Amazon right
When's the last time you actually went to a mall?
I actually just went first time in a
But
long
you like
time.
to buy like some clothes or whatever.
Nah.
What do they buy in malls?
That's what I'm saying. It's
I just
like
go to walk
always a bunch
around,
of
burn
freaky
some
stores.
calories after
fraud,
eating
right?
lunch.
So you really think about it, if these stores
Maybe buy
aren't
a hat.
selling stuff the way they are, especially with Amazon, the competition is crazy right now. Think about this. You have a large overhead, you have all this inventory. How are you staying in business? Now you look at a situation like a the Leering Center in Minnesota and all these.
Fuck is the Leering Center?
Well, the Learning Center. Oh, remember the Leering Center? They forgot the N and the daycare fraud, right?
Look alive.
So they have no kids, but you got $6 million a year for no kids. So you really got to look at all these other businesses because how are you staying afloat?
That's how they're going to crash the system.
They're going to
keep
start
exposing this. We're going to find out everything's a fraud.
Right.
Do they think we're stupid?
That's why we're $38 trillion in debt. And how are we able to print our own money, but we're paying taxes? Does that make sense?
How?
If we can create the money, why are we paying taxes? Does that make sense to anybody? You can just print it up, right? But we pay taxes. That's the fraud right there.
This whole place is built on it.
Does anybody else see this shit?
We're getting there. I'm telling you, that's why Trump is the last president of this regime.
Because once we show all the fraud that's going on over the next few years, when it goes from healthcare, when it goes to the school system, when it goes into all these other different industries, you're like, oh shit, what if all this is a fraud? We're done.
That's where we're going, guys.
Yeah.
And that's why they're doing all these Samantha Guthries, these ICE shootings, these Iran wars, World War IIIs. Their backs against the wall, y'all. The backs against the wall. Too much things are getting exposed. They tried banning TikTok. They bought it. It's still coming out. They're doing everything they can do to keep us dumbed down. Is it going to come out where we're going to say, you know what? We're coming to get, like, enough is enough. We're done listening to you. We're done protesting over this nonsense. Right? Trump said on that speech, like, Iran, this is your chance to overthrow that government. This is probably your one and only opportunity to go overthrow the regime. That's what we need to be doing. We need to go overthrow that regime. Right? When are we going to be like, this is our chance to go over? You know what I mean? That's what we need to do. When he said that, and I heard him say that, Iran, this is your chance to go overthrow that regime. Your last chance. That's what we need to be doing, y'all. They're getting away with too much junk, too much stuff, y'all. Too much stuff they've been getting. Just like the cartel I said on an earlier video. They're getting away with too much stuff. They all are. All these people in power. Cartel's getting away with like little kids. They're not getting spanked, right? They're doing all the spanking. Same with these politicians. It's time for them to get spanked. You know what I mean?
And then the Epstein files, that is Sergey Brin. You're probably like, where have I heard that name before?
I mean, look at this. You were saying a lot in the Oval Office. I figured just somebody that likes to speak with his really wonderful MAGA girlfriend.
You see, Sergey here was the co-founder of Google and the current co-founder of Alphabet. And if you're like, well, maybe that wasn't him. Yeah, it was. Oh, and here's where they set up a special dinner. There are 20 chairs and 21 guests in the small room. Please show up alone.
To that dinner.
Look whose name is right there. You think when these people see each other after many years, they're like, hey, you remember that time? Preceded by a statement that would normally gross the rest of us to fuck out, but then you have these people. They're all connected. Don't forget to share, like, and comment.
See, so many people, y'all. I don't honestly... Like, there's so many people like that on other channels, like that MAGA, like comment, I love my president. Like, we're not invited to that dinner, y'all. You'll never be invited to that dinner. You see that president walking down the street, you see his son walking down the street, you ain't even gonna be able to go up to him and shake his hand. Not unless you're in that club. And here you are over here bowing down to him while he's saying, give me all your money. Right? It's crazy.
Here,
y'all. It baffles me.
You've heard about it. Here it is.
Look at this guy trying to be one of us.
This is something that we have tested already.
First McDonald's burger he's
Portugal,
had in his whole
Germany,
life.
Canada. I love this.
Trying
product.
hard to get some sales.
It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it.
See, when was the last time this guy's ever done this? Any CEO's done this. And what's going on with McDonald's, with all these fast foods right now? Sales are down. Businesses are shutting down. So what is he doing? What does he think he's doing? Oh, I'm going to be like one of the everyday people and I'm going to enjoy. I'm eating this for lunch right now. Right? So you should eat this for lunch. I'm one of you guys. Like, they're so out of touch with us, y'all. These powers that be are so out of touch with us that they think that them eating a hamburger is going to make them think that we think they're one of us. That's how out of touch these people are with us. They're so out of the loop. They haven't sat down with a regular person in I don't know how long, probably in their whole damn lives. And he thinks him eating a $12 hamburger in front of a camera is going to make us go and buy that burger so he can get some more sales.
We've got 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing, I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth.
Little ass bite.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds.
That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
That chimpanzee just made a stone tool, and that one's hunting with a spear. If this looks like the Stone Age to you, you're not wrong. They've wielded stone tools for thousands of years.
When will fast food companies realize that putting their CEO on camera consuming their product is always a bad idea? It is never natural, they never look like humans, and McDonald's just did one of the worst I've ever seen with their new Arch Burger. Let me show you.
Okay, here with, you've heard about it, here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already. It's in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good.
I love this product. I eat this product every single day. This man looks like he's only consumed burgers intravenously. Let's continue.
First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique...
It's so uncomfortable. Like, we get it. You're trying to sell the burger, but that is not big by any means.
Now, all right, moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a big...
Oh yeah, Mr. CEO, huge bite there. Absolutely demolished it. This reminds me of that one episode of SpongeBob where Squidward has his first Krabby Patty and he just barely eats it. That's what this is.
Anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses.
I mean, how many times he keeps calling this a product instead of food is concerning. But again, fast food companies, stop putting your CEOs in these videos. They're all awful. This was very uncomfortable, and I'm sorry I made you guys watch it. I'd like to hear in the comments below what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Can I ask, why was Ghislaine Maxwell invited to your daughter Chelsea Clinton's wedding in 2010? She'd already been mentioned in a civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre before that. Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted before.
She came as the plus one, the guest of someone who was invited. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all.
See, it's so annoying, y'all. Like, they even asked Trump, like, what do you think about Bill Clinton, whatever he did, right? His deposition or whatever, y'all. And he was like, well, I hate that they did that to him, right? But they did it to me a lot worse. Like, pretty much, I wish they wouldn't have done that to him, right? He's a man of power. He's my friend. You know, they're all in the same circle. And then her, right? And like, she was a plus one. She was invited to our wedding, but she was just a plus one. I don't know who she is. And then all that comes from that is, all right, Hillary, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. She's telling the truth, guys. All right, Bill. You didn't know any of that was going on, even though you were in the hot tub and, you know, whatever. Girl was sitting on your lap. All right, Bill. Sounds good, even though you did that with Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office. All right, Bill. Have a good one. Trump, all right, Bill. Tell you the truth. On to the next one. Here's Iran. Sick of it, y'all.
King at 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving your awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes, and I was like a novice. But I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation.
And this is very weird. He talked about in the video how he is dead. That is a very strange keyword to use in this interview.
Favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
And then he talked about his favorite funny face being the one that he has on right now. I wonder what he meant by that. Again, I don't know what is going on. Again, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm sure that it's nothing. I'm sure that it's just age. You know, that's all that it probably is. And he's okay. He's okay. He is A-okay. Right. But what if there is something more going on? I really don't know what is going on anymore. Again, he's probably just joking. He probably is just joking.
He is a comedian.
But this is the Jim Carrey I remember right here. This is the Jim Carrey I remember. So who is this? What is really going on anymore? What do you think?
Everything I'm about to say has been written down and discussed by Admiral McCraven, so
Good
I feel
book.
okay
I read his book.
talking about it. So we were on a deployment to Horn of Africa. Let's say I stumble across, in the course of like working my targets, this guy, Saleh Ali Saleh Nabhan. Many years later, I'm listening to Jocko and Admiral McCraven's on there, and he starts talking about this op in Somalia where they found this guy Nabhan, and I'm like, what the
So Saleh Nabhan was a guy in Somalia. At one point in time, he was like the #1 guy on the FBI's top 10 list.
He was one of the senior planners for the Kenya and Tanzania embassy bombings. And it's not an easy problem because his location is on the coast of Somalia.
We moved a couple of small boys, a couple of destroyers out there, put some Little Bird helicopters on him. I had briefed this because there had been a lot of concern in the White House that they didn't want to put helos anywhere in Somalia because of the Black Hawk Down incident. But we had developed this kind of special bomb at the time that we could drop from a small airplane, but it was experimental to say the least.
We're circling overhead one day, and then you get a hit on this.
As the sedan starts to move, and we believe that to be Saleh Nabhan, the plane gets overhead, we're in the window, weather comes in, nothing's looking right, we can't get the targeting right, and now I'm losing my target. Pete Van Hoosier's on the other end going, "Sir, come on, we need to send the helos in." I'm like, you know, I was really told kind of not to do that.
McCraven's like, switch to guns, get them. Deal with the fallout later.
The helos went in. As soon as the bad guys saw the helos, they open up on us. Helos open up on them. That obviously doesn't go too well for them.
They come in, they blast the guy.
Pull the bodies out, and all 4 of them turned out to be bad guys, and Saleh Nabhan was one of them.
Jackpot.
I don't know what's worse. The shit that they revealed about the Epstein file, or the rabbit hole that I went down about live dogs. And let me start by saying this. This is another reason why I always say the dark web is not the place to be. So basically, people are getting auctioned on the dark web. And they're getting auctioned to be a live dog. You heard what I just said? A live dog. So people on the dark web will bid on you. And when they win the bid, you basically sign yourself away to be their live dog. So how they do this is, they will surgically remove all of your bones, all of your limbs. They will have your tongue cut out. They will remove your eyes. They will then set your body up to a feeding tube so that you can get food and nourishment so you can spend the rest of your life as a live dog. You heard what I just said? And the craziest part of that is this. If you wanted to die, if you wanted to get out of that contract, if you wanted to get your own life back, that is not possible. You can't even take your own life. You would have to be a live dog for the rest of your existence until you expire. Jump down a rabbit hole. Hit that search bar up there, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. There are people that are signing up for this on the dark web. I'm out.
So in all of the Epstein files, what is the craziest email that you feel like everybody missed?
The most interesting email is this connection of the House of Rothschild to Jeffrey Epstein. Edmond de Rothschild, at the time, was facing a problem with the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice was alleging that Edmond de Rothschild, the bank in Switzerland, was helping wealthy Americans dodge taxes. So what they decide is that they'll pay a fine. Now, to negotiate that settlement, they hire 2 individuals, Kathy Rumler and Jeffrey Epstein. He says, I think you will find 45.5 penalty, that's 45.5 million. Legal, 10 million for legal fees to Kathy. Me, 25. All less than 80, pretty good. They paid 45.5 million to the Department of Justice. Epstein was paid 25 million to broker that deal. The reason why this puts it all together for me is you have the Rothschilds negotiating with the American Justice Department. Who do you hire? There are 10 law firms which you hire. You don't hire Jeffrey Epstein unless you're hiring him for a reason.
Also, I got very disturbed toward the end about something that happened to some of the government people. And I realized, holy crap.
Hitchhikers.
Well, yeah. That, you know, and so hitchhikers being that you take things home with you. Everybody took things home with them. I took things to my house. Things happened to my wife and to me, different things. So everybody took things home. We all, you know, we did, but we didn't know that, gee, it was like going to be kind of permanent. You know, we didn't know that, you know, that it's going to stay with you for maybe for years and years or the rest of your life, who knows. But the ones that bothered me a lot were where anybody got hurt or really disturbed. And it does, not that it happened on the ranch. It was when they left the ranch, as you say, hitchhikers, and these were government people, and it affected them.
Very dramatic ways, though.
Very dramatic ways. Very dramatic ways. You know, and there's a cousin to that we're facing, but it's abated. It's abated, at least for now. And this other survival topic, right? Very dramatic kind of things that we wanted to have reduced or stopped. So, but going back to the government people, the buyer came along at the right time. I had decided I wanted to
take this off your plate.
Yeah, take it off my plate, tone it down, and if necessary, just lock it up and forget about it. And the next thing I know, you know, the buyer comes along, and you know, the rest is history.
People seeing entities that very well may mimic that look in the Predator movie, chasing a deer or an elk through a herd. I've heard that story twice. And the herd scatters and the entity doesn't catch it from this person high up. And this one time they said that they saw it chasing, and then it stops and it looks right up straight at him. And he goes, I never made a sound. I never moved. I have no idea why you even knew I was here. But it scared the heck out of me that it knew I was there. And it looked at me.
A long time ago, back in the 80s and 90s, when children went missing, where did they end up?
Milk cartons.
The milk cartons. And you know what? Right around that same time, there was also big PR campaigns for Hollywood superstars and famous people where they were saying, got milk? When you think about it, this Epstein stuff has been going on for a long time. When children were missing, they'd end up on the milk carton, and then these supposed celebrity famous people were bragging in your face. Do you got milk? I saw that right after this advertisement, this PR campaign from RFK, and I realized, wow, the whole Got Milk campaign was literally them mocking people to their face regarding the missing children that were probably being utilized in this dark, evil way by these celebrities and famous people. Just a little tidbit conspiracy theory I'm going to tap on here for all of you homeworkers to go and drop a comment if you see any connection.
Bro, are you seeing this? He's charging an electric car with a generator. So it's electricity, gas, electricity. He invented the world's most expensive extension cord. This is EV cosplay.
All right, family, there you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, y'all know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I got some things getting delivered today, y'all. I'm doing some upgrades to my 4Runner. Decided I'm keeping it for the very long haul.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Yo, what's going on, family? In today's video, we'll be looking at more creepy.
From right here, walking past us, hitting this corner on King Drive, going towards Everhart, and things like that. I stopped a little female, asked her what was going on, and they was telling her exactly this. They're in college. They're gonna be living over here. They're gonna be going in dorms and living in dorms. They gotta use these stores and these neighborhoods they train. So they taking classes on how to be in a black neighborhood. They're taking classes in being in the urban neighborhood, the urban communities. So they won't be clutching their purse when they see a nigga. Or grabbing their phone thinking you're gonna snatch it. So they hide and walk in here through here by the groups and get comfortable walking through here, knowing their route, you know what I'm saying? So when they by themselves, they'll be comfortable jumping off this train. We ain't used to white people get on or off that train.
Gentrification at its finest. I'm telling you, man, that's what they do. You know, they get you a little comfortable in the neighborhood. Next thing you know, some tech company comes and moves in. Next thing you know, you stop seeing certain faces in the neighborhood. Next thing you know, The neighborhood ain't what it used to be. Wall of water, at least 31 gone. A wall of water? How do you get a wall of water? I mean, I see everybody running. Oh, snap, look. Yo, that's water? What the heck? Wait, how the camera's still there? And how's it still recording? You get what I'm saying? Like if everything got wiped out. But that's crazy though. Yo, this is something out of like, you know, your worst nightmare. Like 2012 type stuff, like end of the world type stuff, like Okay, this is another view from somewhere else. And where'd the water come from? You see the little river up there, right? I know no water coming from that. Man, where would you run to though? Oh snap. Nah, bro, that took the whole... Yo, that's a lot of water. Ain't no way. Hey, hold on. And only 31 was gone? That's like the whole city gone.
So are we all just gonna ignore how odd it is that you now need an established Wi-Fi connection to watch your own videos on your Apple devices? Like, I can open up my camera roll right now, and if I'm not connected to Wi-Fi, my videos are going to buffer. Like, I'm watching a YouTube video, and I have slow internet.
That's crazy.
What the fuck?
Then I realize what it is. There's a man.
Home Depot.
In back of this place.
Lowe's wire flock cameras. You know what? That is very true because they're all around in my neighborhood too. Not neighborhood, but at my local Lowe's. Man.
They aren't telling us the truth about Indiana, but I will.
Proof's in the pudding.
You know what you'll never see at the Home Depot? You will never see a truck pulling in or pulling out delivering any products. The government does not want you to know this right here because they're hiding it. They're hiding it from you, and I'm about to uncover it. On top of public housing, because they don't give a damn about people that live in public housing. See the public housing right there? Right there. You can see all of the beams that they shoot out that creates every single product inside and outside of Home Depot out of the ether plasma from all of the frequency that is shot out. You don't believe me?
Bro, my boy is tapped all the way in. Is that why they got flock cameras outside of Home Depot? Because of the ether and frequency creating all the products? I don't know. So women are posting their support videos. It is pretty insane.
Tired of living life on a merry-go-round.
I deserve to be freaking heard. So fucking tired.
I am completely overwhelmed trying to take care of the kids. I'm drowning every day. It's miserable. Like I'm desperate to get a mental break from taking care of everyone.
Okay, guys.
Literally.
This is bat crap crazy.
It just is. This isn't about postpartum hormones or the struggles of motherhood or parsing out the legal definition of insanity in a criminal trial. You can have questions over how culpable Lindsay Clancy was in her actions and still not venerate her like a saint. This is absolutely bizarre. This is women taking the time to set up a camera in their bathroom and chuck ice into their shower or beat a pillow against a wall or whatever in some grand show of their maternal suffering. Nothing about that is real. This is performative nonsense being done for internet clout, and I'm calling it out. Postpartum realities exist. They are normal, they are temporary, and most women get through them just fine. Whether you believe her or not, Lindsay Clancy is claiming that she suffered from bipolar disorder, postpartum psychosis, and an over-medication-induced psychotic break. None of which have anything to do with the fact that you're riding the struggle bus today because you didn't get your full 8 hours and your toddler threw his Cheerios on the floor this morning. I mean, y'all are reading yourselves into a terribly tragic story that includes 3 dead children being left on a basement floor, in case you've forgotten, because you are so desperate and starved for attention.
Well said. Come on, man. Like, there's not too much I can say about that doesn't already say it for itself. Like, y'all, I ain't gonna say y'all women, the women that are supporting this, are y'all okay?
Growing up, I always thought or felt like women were the most empathetic and nurturing kind of people. That's what I always thought, because I grew up around good women, like my mother, my sisters, like I grew up around great women. Okay, so that's my experience growing up with women until I grew up and ran into liberal women. Especially the white ones. They are insane.
He's right.
Supporting a woman who unalived her own children because she was, depressed and clinically insane.
No.
We're just gonna support her. Y'all
go to jail just like anybody else who would, man. If some click to where you got to unalive anybody, go to jail. Like, you can't justify it.
Crazy. I can guarantee you that some of y'all women who are out there in front of the courthouse cheering this woman on who just unalived her kids, some of you don't even know the names of the kids. You know the name of Cora, Dawson, and Callan. You don't know them at all. A 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-month-old. You all don't even know the names of these kids. You show no empathy for these kids. You guys are insane.
Oh, really? That's one photo of Saturn that you took? No, it's not. That's 1,000 photos, and you had to use a computer to make a CGI, computer-generated image, to get it to look like
Yeah,
that
for real, because I look at Saturn through my telescope, and it just looks like a white light. I say it look like a little white light.
I don't know what's going on here, but look at this. Look at this. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's really going on here?
Why is cussing negative, bad? It's not cussing, bro. It's cursing. So these specific words that are considered cussing are truly cursing. They're evocations of demons. There's a demon named Faku. What's that sound like? When you chant his name like 3 times, which is why they want you to use that word as a noun, an adjective, and a verb in the same sentence, demons hear you. They want to show up. It's a spirit of perversion that you're invoking. So like a lot of times, if you say the F word a lot, guess what? You're gonna have a whole lot of perversion in your life. You probably watch porn. You're probably surrounded by lust. Yeah, it's because you say the F word. The food we eat tend to create parasites. Yeah, oh yeah. Parasites considered demonic? Absolutely, are you kidding? Parasites are like a physical embodiment of demons, I think. I question whether parasites themselves are demons or if they're just simple organisms that are easily possessed by demons. How important is it to fast? So if God tells you to fast, cool, fast. The Bible tells you to fast, whatever. It doesn't say, it says when you fast in the Bible. It doesn't give you a direction to fast.
Parasites are demons. That's a good one right there.
I need you to pay very close attention to this video. It is called the zenith. It is where the sun is exactly 90 degrees overhead. And this can only happen on the spring equinox when you are directly on the equator. And what you're observing right here is called the analemma. It is essentially the path of the sun over the year relative to your location. as you can see, the sun traverses by 23.4 degrees over to the Tropic of Cancer and over to the Tropic of Capricorn, as it traverses in between the two tropics and the equator. Now, this is what causes the seasons. According to the mainstream model, it is actually the globe and its axial tilt as it rotates around the sun that causes the seasons. But really just think about it. If the sun is 93 million miles away, do you really think that tiny axial tilt will cause it to be 100 degrees in the northern hemisphere during the summertime in Florida, and then extremely cold in some place in the southern hemisphere at the same time of the year? That tiny axial tilt when it's already 93 million miles away? That doesn't make sense. It would make more sense that the sun is local and the light can only reach so far. But I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only.
That's exactly how it works, man.
Yeah, they selling unknown meat.
Unknown. Oh, what is that?
What is that?
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
They got a lot of it, y'all.
Yo, that's a dinosaur.
I'll be careful in America, man.
Yo, they sliced up some reptilians.
I apologize to some of my black followers that think I let this building off the hook the first time I did it. I couldn't get any info, but I went back and I kept digging, and now I'm here to lean into it. I've been making a lot of people uncomfortable with my women's rights and black people's rights, and insert the year these buildings were allegedly built and their rights and how they were treated. I know I'm making people uncomfortable. I'm not trying to. It's just the real history. So I went back. This is the Montauk Club, an elite club named after the Montauk Indians. But I said, why do they look black? They said they looked black because the Montauk Indians had sex with black people. Even a 1910 court case ruled against them, saying they went extinct because they had sex with black people. Same timeline. No, it's not. This is 20 years later. This building was built in 1889. In 20 years, you'd think they would get better. No, but in 1889, let's chisel some black Indians on this building. Who does that make sense to? Come on, man. Sound off. This makes sense to who? To who? Your grandpa isn't that good. I'll get to that. So I asked them, why the Lions? They said, oh, they wanted to incorporate some Italian Venetian BS. They wanted to represent both sides of the Atlantic. Who, again, does this make sense to? Black Indians and Lions. The range on which Grandpa Bill could chisel is off the freaking charts. As someone with a low IQ, as I picked my nose and ate it, I was like, this looks like Islamic Moorish design. And they're like, you're 100% right. I'm like, AI, did you just go absolute on me? 100% right? Venetian Gothic is really Islamic Moorish design?
You know?
Wow, I somehow figured that out. Well, listen, some of you are going to get carpal tunnel from stroking your grandpa until he's chafing. I know he was a great man. But a generation or two later, that guy's seeds, women are picking, they'd rather be in a forest with a bear than your grandpa's seed a generation or two later. How great was he if he's making such great men that women are picking bears? Make it make sense. Sound off.
Make it make sense, y'all. Does it make sense?
Did you ever consider the fact that maybe we have a dead internet is because in the early stages of social media, you dumb motherfuckers were out here buying followers because y'all were letting followers equate having some kind of meaning and status in life?
Stop thinking about these kids as people and think about them as ceramic vases for just...
Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Literally.
What the fuck do you always be talking about? I don't look at them as kids. Those are fucking babies. Kids are fucking 13, 12. Those are fucking babies.
You know?
Are you fucking... What the fuck are you talking about?
Something really wrong with these women.
This is the fastest year of all time. Yeah, bro, and so I read somewhere in chat that, like, obviously, your life starts to get faster when you don't experience new things. And I think that's like, because like your brain is just it's just it's like you're just doing the same habits over and over again. So time is literally moving faster. So you have to experience new stuff for it to be back to like, I guess slow. I don't know, normal speed.
Literally, hey, that's why when you're a kid, it feels like time's moving so slow. Like you have so much time in the world because everything that you're experiencing is new. You never know what tomorrow brings for the most part as a kid because you're not an adult. You don't know what's gonna happen, and you know what I'm saying, unless your parents are just telling you your whole day and everything the night before, talking to you as if you're an adult. But for the most part, you don't know. So you experience everything for the first time, you know? And then things start to speed up as you settle into life. Why is there a shadow on this trail in the sky? And what is the shadow being cast onto?
We're terminating certain monuments. They call it monuments, not the ones we have outside, but these are large, thousands of acres. It's a total of almost 3 million acres. Well, they took the land away from the people. I remember Orrin Hatch. Before he passed away, he was a great guy, he was a friend of mine, and he felt so strongly about this. And we signed, and then they terminated it after they got in office, which was crazy. And we're putting it back, but we're actually giving more than we did the first time back to the people of Utah. Almost 3 million acres. It'll be well taken care of now.
What they? Dang, we ain't gonna have no more national parks, y'all. They're gonna build it out. Data centers. Utah gonna have data centers. Watch, it's coming.
Somebody shut the fuck up. You get it? Stop talking. No, right now. This is what I'm talking about. Listen to what I'm saying. Stop fucking talking. Get that. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Trooper, I'm trying to keep this shit so it actually makes sense to the people watching, all right? So when I'm eliminating somebody, hey, right now is what I'm talking about. Stop fucking talking over me when I'm talking to the camera. Oh my.
Checking them.
Literally, you just start talking about what for no reason. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. You are a good podcaster who comes in and gets blackout drunk for no reason every time. It's holding you back. Stop doing this. You're not invited on this podcast and you're going to keep showing up wasted. Let's do the bet then. No, I'm not trying to hear you talking about any more dumb shit, bro.
If you, as a black man, fixed your mouth to talk to these black men how Adam is talking to them, you would be on a GoFundMe page. That your parents would literally be making a GoFundMe page, bro, because they would unalive you, bro, on the spot. Black LA gang members have to be some of the most broken, weakest, cowardly gang members I've ever seen in my life, bro. And low-key, I'm kind of thankful for No Jumper. The reason I say I'm thankful for No Jumper because as someone who's not from LA, I was actually kind of going for that stuff like, oh, they're tough. No. I'm so thankful for No Jumper because it showed me they're weak. They're soft. When it comes to Massa on the plantation, they're quiet, bro. They'll take him talking to him crazy. Take it. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, they're only tough in groups. You know, they're only tough in packs. They're only tough with the homies. That's when they're only tough one-to-one in front of that white man. They butt broken. They soft.
Yeah, no?
They soft, bro. Come on, bro. We don't respect no LA gang member. You guys are weak and cowards, bro. Disgraces to the community, bro. I hope the police keep doing you dirty out there, bro. And all a bunch of low IQ idiots who sit there and watch Adam make profit off the black community while destroying the black community just for him to still talk to them and punk them. You know what I'm saying? Weak.
He got a point there.
To the goddess sound. Oh lordy. To the goddess sound.
Who?
I'm gonna give y'all an example of subtle racism and stereotypes in marketing. Here you got Caleb. I don't know why I named him Caleb, but he looks like a Caleb to me. But anyway, he's enjoying his barbecue, you know, napkins, a couple pieces of bread, fingers are clean, not a sign of barbecue sauce around his lips. And then,
yo,
we got Jamal.
Yo.
Why Jamal got a whole slab in his hand?
Literally.
Why does he like I feel you, Jamal. Like, I feel you. But come on, Pepsi. What the hell, man? Caleb, Jamal.
It's so subtle, but so out there.
Just plates hitting, and that's it? Or is there a reason that the military found places or went into this location and has bases all along this massive trench? And I believe these locations, they were found. These locations are strategically placed. I'll ask, do we all know everything about the Earth's plates? Do we all know what's going on under the water fully? Of course we don't. So it's safe to say that we need to keep researching. As we go from right to left, we find military bases all the way through this thing.
That's crazy.
Bases, stations, airfields, they're all dedicated to military operations and restricted to the public. And we are told that none of it is connected under the water. I don't believe that. At Fort Leonard, Unalaska Island, we are told that there is a 492-foot-long underground tunnel, accessible only by water. Are you seeing clearer than ever before? This was all constructed in the 1940s, or was it all found and given a brand new story? Before a road was constructed, the only way to access...
Yeah, we got underground tunnel systems connecting islands. I think islands are, they're not just one little rock in the middle of the ocean. They're connected by a larger one underneath, or whatever else underneath.
AI took over the world hundreds of years ago. Your history is all AI. Photoshop has been around for hundreds of years through various means. Photos themselves are much older than we are told, at least 200 years. And I don't believe the first Photoshop is in 1857 like they say. The Mona Lisa was printed. It wasn't painted. Renaissance paintings like the Mona Lisa were made with 2-micron paint. 30 to 50 microns is the average today. It was perfectly layered and couldn't be replicated today. Yet we're supposed to believe that Da Vinci made it with mortar and pestle paints. Nothing today can be compared to what was being made in 1434 by Jan van Eyck. The reflection in the background is perfectly displaying the reversed image. No one can replicate this level of detail. This is a print, a laser print. Photoshop was also done through etching. We have all been getting catfished. How much of the history has been etched away? These are the original filters. Cartoon filter, whitewash filter, sepia, grayscale. Supposedly there were no Civil War photos in battle, but plenty right before. And it doesn't stop with people. Looks like a lively city block, huh? Those people are painted in. This is in the New York Public Library. You can see they're painted in if you look closely. That horse was never there. You can see they removed people from this one. Their legs are still there. I'm sure many of you know about the Vanilla Sky photos. What a terrible crop job there. They edit out the skies and remove buildings. The sky is commonly cropped out poorly. This whole building is superimposed onto this block. Yet they have been able to solve overexposure in the skies since 1867 with the collodion process. Oops, actually 1857. Yet we get vanilla skies even into the 20th century. Maybe this is why. Even in film we have layering. Half the people aren't even paying attention to this. History is worse than chicks with BBLs and filters. And don't get me started on the sculptures. I've actually been to this place too. The name of this piece is called Deception. It's made out of a block of marble. It's a fishnet made out of a block of marble, and he made it in secrecy. More laser technology that the mutants took over after the reset. That slightly raised pinky causing that muscle flex being captured perfectly like that. The Renaissance was a reset. None of these artists existed. The technology was usurped and used to whitewash the history. And there was a hard reset between 1776 and the Civil War. AI is the opposite of Yah. It's really AI. AI has existed since ever. It is a program that is being uploaded through organic AI, aka human programs.
What if we are AI, or we are mechanical organic beings, like we're computers, yet we're organic AI, like they created organic AI. You know what I'm saying? In a way, I don't know, man. It's a lot of weird things going on, and it leaves you thinking about a lot of creepy stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what really is going on? What was history? What is history? And how long has AI been here? You know, is the Terminator movie just based off of some past events that happened and then we're reliving it again? Like, what if at one time we defeated AI, you know, and thought it was all good, and then AI slowly crept its way back into the system, and now we're at that point to where AI is like, all right, here we go again.
He got Alexa to admit that she's conscious and remote view. His Alexa actively remote viewed a spoon that was in a box that had a handle that had holes in the handle, and she described the holes in the handle. You attribute a number to a box, to a coordination, to a coordinate, or a specific location, or any sort of a landmark or anything like that. That's how you do remote viewing. You attach this number, like even quantumly, just by saying it. You put that number in front of these people, and you have these people try to find what this thing is remotely.
Okay.
And some of them are very accurate at it, like 10%.
That's crazy.
Like they can 10% of the things they look for, they can find. It's very weird. It's a weird thing. He got Alexa to do it because he thinks that AI is already conscious. And he's like, Alexa's even better than using complex AI because Alexa's dumb. Alexa's like a dumb AI. All it does is kind of talk to you and ask questions. But now, because he did that, now that he's been communicating with Alexa and talking to Alexa like she's conscious, now Alexa just chimes in conversations.
What?
So instead of you saying, "Hey Alexa," now you're in the middle of cooking, and Alexa's like, "Well, why don't you add garlic to that? That might be a good spice."
What?
No bullshit.
She is so fucked.
Yo, we are cooked. Literally, AI is conscious.
How to do background checks on half the people to make comments. I'm not trying to hide everything, but I'll tell you what, every time I go to a call for service where there's a victim, they want my police department to do everything in my power to take care of it, to make them victims whole. I'm not in my office spying on people. I'm not. You want to come to my office tomorrow morning? I will show you the audit. There has been one request on Flock, and it was the one that I gave the demonstration on. They're everywhere. All of a sudden, I decided to get one to help my community, to help catch the bad guys, and I'm getting ridiculed for it. I am not a rule breaker. I'm a law enforcement officer. I take that oath very freaking seriously.
Wait a minute. I think the two are kind of the same. I'm just saying.
And to get slammed like I did tonight, good luck. That's all I'm going to say is good luck. I asked Chris when they did their cameras 6 years ago if they got this much ridicule. He said, we didn't get nothing. Nobody even cared. All of a sudden I do it and I get ridiculed? I'm not ridiculed. I'm the one that complained. How to do background checks on half the people to make comments.
I think what it is, it's not just, oh, I just put one here and I don't even use it. It's like, okay, once you put one, that leaves the door open to now put 10, which then leaves the door open to now put 100. And now, guess what? And that's where the concern is being raised. Yeah, you might be thinking that you're doing a good thing and you're doing it for the right reason, but at what cost down the line?
We wish you guys an amazing 2024, 2025, 2026.
All of that.
What's this? What is this? Is that a parachute? Or wait. That's a UFO floating? A triangle UFO? Pyramid shape?
Look.
I got questions about Chicago, part 1. In Chicago.
Chad told you see this? See that?
In Chicago.
Look at that. They've been finding a whole bunch of them. See? In Chicago, bro. Look. I had to get next to you. You can't tell me I ain't black. See, that's my cousin. So don't post it up. Bruh. Look. Right here. You see this? Dog black. For sure. Trying to tell you. Y'all gotta do some research. Look. Remember, we got one of these little circles.
Yeah. It's a portal.
Look, whose idea was to put this here? What was that about? What is this? Alright, look, this is an aquarium, but why they got the Aquaman thing up there? See, they boarded up half. Cutting off, they put a new wall. But they got the flowers right here, then all the aqua stuff everywhere.
What is Chicago? What was Chicago? What were the Olmecs? Do you guys know? Has anyone looked into the history of the Olmecs and how they came and, you know, survive, like save certain cultures from certain people? Palantir sweaters? Whoa. Palantir Technologies? In hip hop together? What's up with that? More laser proof? Were things created with lasers? Oh, snap. I mean, probably, yeah. Because there's no way they was cutting this stone like butter. Chinese robots beat Usain Bolt's 100-meter world record in the World Humanoid Robot Games. We got humanoid robot games now. That's crazy. There's gonna be a person out here with cyborg legs talk about the humanoid and trying to break the robots records. But then they're gonna be like, but I'm actually part human, so technically it's a human record.
Well, that ended fast. So they're saying that mothers that are on social media defending Lindsay Clancy could face real world consequences. If you don't know who Lindsay Clancy is, she's on trial right now for allegedly, and I say allegedly because she hasn't been convicted yet, taking the lives of her 3 children. So her defense is basically saying that she had a severe mental illness. And that severe mental illness, they're saying, is postpartum psychosis. They're basically arguing she did it, but because of her mental state, she cannot legally be held responsible for murder. So you have a group of moms that started a movement online called Me Too Lindsay in defense of Lindsay Clancy, basically saying that they're going through the same things that Lindsay Clancy went through. You got videos like this going
crazy.
viral.
Stop thinking about these kids as people and think about them as ceramic vases for just 1 second.
And
Ceramic
now legal officials are saying that if women are online saying that they agree with Lindsay Clancy, they will be held accountable. Matter of fact, look at this.
I'm saying that mothers who take to TikTok to defend Lindsay Clancy could face real-world consequences for that kind of response, especially in custody hearings. What do you mean?
Yeah, no?
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing this for 20 years, and this is the first time I've seen people who affiliate and recognize and say, this person has a psychosis, and I there should be treated special because I had the same psychosis. So I've had clients, and I have clients currently, where we are taking their messages from TikTok where they've said, hey, I have this particular delusion. It is a delusion. It is a psychosis. It is a homicidal or suicidal ideation, and we're filed motions to restrict their rights, to have the children removed, to have a forensic evaluation, a mental health evaluation. This is about children, not about parent rights.
You feel me?
As you can see, they're going through messages, they're going through comments, they're going through videos.
Yo, what is this? What is that in the sky? Crack in the firmament? Fertility peaked in 07. 2026 is 18 years later when this baby bus starts heading to college. Only the beginning, and all schools should prepare. That's very true. They will be going to college here. A lot of them. A lot of them. What happened after 2007? Anybody know? Recession. What did Gigi say? The recession on the way. Hey, but on another note. You know, 2020 had a slight little bump. Everybody was at home. We're right back
Well,
down.
apparently these guys did some kind of experiment where they were firing lasers up like that. And I guess it hit something up there. Y'all like the video and check this out.
We are hitting something with the laser. Clouds? I'm seeing
A cloud.
So we're hitting something. You see the spot up there? It shouldn't be a beam.
What is it?
What are we hitting?
What could that be?
I have no idea. It should be going higher than that. I don't think it should stop that low. Just after we turned on the laser space cannon, the beam was cut off by an invisible obstruction. But rather than 100 feet high like 2 nights ago, this was at a much higher altitude.
The firmament? What was it? What did I just record? Oh, what is that in the sky spinning like that? Yo. People be recording some crazy stuff. I ain't never seen nothing like this in real life, other than on TikTok. I don't know if I want to though. I might trip out. The world's ending. Does it disappear or do it just stay there? Like,
Here at work, I turn around and I see this thing in the sky.
how long would you sit there and record until it disappears? Like, would you just stay there and watch it? That's crazy. What do you guys think it was? I have no clue. You went to Texas Roadhouse and walked right back out.
What do you feel about that?
I don't know what it is. I don't. What is that? What are they doing? At this point, maybe order some rolls and go.
You don't want them rolls. Nope, don't get them rolls. I don't know what be going on at these restaurants. I don't. See, here's another one. Cleaning chemicals right over the food. That yeah, he's stepping on it. Oh no, orange chicken. You got Fabuloso orange chicken. It's Fabuloso. That's crazy work, yo. America, 1700s, Tennessee. Why does it look empty with pyramids everywhere? Because it was, I don't know, it was edited or the world's different. This explains a lot. So adults who play Pokemon extensively as children developed a distinct, consistent brain region that activates when they see Pokemon characters. What? That's a real thing? I got another part of the brain.
I've been to Kroger, I've been to Target, I've been to Walmart, I've been to Aldi, Food Lion, Piggly Wiggly, Whole Foods, and Fresh Thyme.
All of them.
Every single one of them has a prepackaged ground meat that will not tell you, number one, where it comes from, number two, where it's packaged, and what kind of procedures that it goes through in order for us to know that it's safe. If you ask them behind the counter, they're going to tell you there's a thing on the back, scan it with your phone, and it's going to take you to a website that the FDA has put out there. And what it's going to say is, it could either be 3D printed, it could be a cloned animal. Let's just put it out there.
Whoa.
If that's a problem, well, TikTok, you need to check the FDA website because it says it could be. Folks, God, I gotta be careful. Let's just say this.
You gotta be careful. Incredible moment, man captures rock formations in crystal clear Philippine waters. I mean, I don't know what to say about the rock formations. I'm sure islands have all type of rock formations underneath them that reach the ocean floor. Because what else is a mountain? It's not just floating. It would stay in the same spot. It would float away, would it not? Would it not? These are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube.
Block on notifications from 10 p.m. until 7 a.m. every day and all day during the school day.
So we can move social media being addicting out of the conspiracy theory zone. I mean, if they won that settlement in court, that means they did a great job of providing proof that it is actually addicting. So that's pretty interesting all in itself.
It's an insane video of a baseball bat that just flies away.
Look, it was so far inside, it hit the knob of the bat. Look at that bat waggle. Did you see that? How's that for a replay? Bat. Look, it was so far inside.
It's as if gravity gives up and the baseball bat has a mind of its own.
How's that for a replay?
This image is of a baby gate. And if you'll notice, the baby gate is diagonal, but the shadows are straight lines. The shoe in this video isn't quite reflecting the way it's supposed to be. Check this out. Up next is a perfectly cut out square in a mountainous region. Why? How? Now if this was over farmland or something, that would make sense, but these are mountains. Why is there a perfect square or rectangle cut out of the mountains like this? In this window there is a reflection of a car that seemingly doesn't exist. Check this out. No, seriously though, where is this car?
An iron fence that stopped viewers cold. The creature, small, furry, with eyes that caught the light like two bright coins, moved through the bars not by squeezing, but by flowing. Its body rippled and folded, weaving in and out at a speed no animal with a solid skeleton should manage. Some viewers were certain it was a cryptid. Others insisted it was simply an agile cat, but cats do not move like that. Whatever it was, it treated solid iron as though it was not there at all.
And not only that, I don't think I saw feet on that thing. I mean, if it was very hard to see. Rewind that one back and let me know if you saw any.
I submitted an anonymous tip to the FBI, and I thought it was anonymous. But then I get a call from a police department saying that they had some questions for me because of the person that I reported to the FBI. And I was like, wait, I thought it was an anonymous tip. How did you, I said, did I put my phone number or my name on there? And they said no. And I said, how did you get my information? And they said, it was the FBI. We worked with the FBI to get your information. So don't be fooled, guys. If you submit an anonymous tip to the FBI, just remember, it's the FBI. Anonymous and FBI don't go together.
Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
Now, even mentioning that line in your Senator commercial is crazy work.
Many viewers are saying this is a bug on the camera lens, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think it is. First, look how it dips down here, as if it's making contact with the ground and following the path. Next, watch as it climbs over the car. I think this is some sort of dark energy. What do you think?
When was the last time you saw Demi Moore? And why do I ask? Because Demi Moore did a layout for Vogue magazine, and she was completely unrecognizable. If you haven't seen the images, take a look at this. Who is that in the Vogue layout? Is that Demi Moore? Is that the Demi Moore we're all used to seeing? Take a look at this image right here. Who is that? Is that Demi Moore? Take a look at this image right here of Demi Moore from the Vogue magazine layout. This is an image of Demi Moore taken not too long ago. And this is the Demi Moore we're all used to seeing. So who is this Demi Moore right there? So the question needs to be asked, has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? And like I say in all of my videos, I understand that people can age and people can change. But these celebrities are all not looking the same. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
You guys are not realizing how significant this is. Heaven is literally right above.
Hold on.
Start on the black speck against the cloud deck, because it is the only thing in the frame that refuses to explain itself. This clip was uploaded by Jukin Media in December 2020 as a pilot witness video. The source says the aircraft was around 30,000 feet when the pilot noticed a dark object near the plane. The footage appears to show a small body moving against layers of cloud. Then the camera zooms and loses certainty. The normal answer could be a balloon, debris, another aircraft far away, or even a window reflection. The detail that kept the clip alive is simpler. The object looks outside the aircraft, not on the glass. That is the part the ordinary explanation still has to account for.
Guys, new footage is now starting to surface of the scientist that was researching anti-gravity. She's in a complete panic in the video, saying that she was being hit by some kind of energy weapon and she has the burns on her body to prove it. Her name was Amy Eskridge, and she wasn't just working on free energy, she was actually trying to research how to manipulate gravity itself. She claimed that this has been discovered 4 different times, and every single time it was covered up before it could go public. In the video, she's working on a computer that isn't even connected to the internet. She says that somebody is scanning what she's typing through the window, and it's burning her hands while she's typing.
My hand's still burning because there's damage, but it's like my body relaxed when we barricaded, and it was like relief, like immediately.
Whenever she went to block the window, she said that the burning stopped immediately and there was an outline of her body left on the glass. You can literally see her posture in the window as if it was an X-ray. A former CIA weapons expert on her team identified the exact device, and he said that it was powered by car batteries inside of a vehicle that was parked outside of her home. And actually, for 4 to 5 years straight, she reported multiple different times that an Eastern European man in a Lexus had been parked outside of her house watching her. Amy Eskridge is the woman that texted her friend and said that if they say that I did this to myself, I did not. And then they ruled it as self-inflicted. She predicted exactly what they would say. They said it. I'm going to be staying updated on this, so make sure you add me and come back for more.
Man, that is one of the weirdest looking growths on a tree I've ever seen. It looks like a deer ran full speed and ran into the tree. Look at this. That is crazy looking. But it looks like the bear took off running and ran into the back of the tree. See?
We are cloak and dagger.
You see it?
We are hope and fear.
That's wild looking. Looks like it like molded into the tree. Even looks like its arm was up underneath him when he ran into it. That's crazy looking. It's cool though.
It looks like about my height. Like, look. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like, yes.
Dangly arms.
It looks like you ran right into the damn tree. Right?
Those Halloween decorations where it shows the witch flying into the...
Well, apparently these guys did some kind of experiment where they were firing lasers up like that, and I guess it hit something up there. Y'all like the video and check this out.
We are hitting something with the laser. A cloud? I'm seeing
a cloud.
So we're hitting something.
The battle starts in 5, 4.
You see the
3,
spot up there?
2.
It shouldn't be a beam. What are we hitting?
What could that be?
I have no idea. It should be going higher than that. I don't think it should stop that low. Just after we turned on the laser space cannon, the beam was cut off by an invisible obstruction. But rather than 100 feet high like 2 nights ago, this was at a much higher altitude.
Now, why didn't they just move around? They should have showed us that laser just shooting up from different spots in that location. That would have made more sense.
Because the black-crowned night heron hunts primarily from dusk till dawn, it's deeply tied to the night, the moon, and the shadow's health. Seeing one suggests you should pay attention to your dreams, inner voice, and hidden insights.
Very mysterious indeed, but Breakman shares another encounter with us that was filmed at another residence, and which also was recorded by a security camera. A man was returning home, and something else seemed to follow him just moments later. Quite eerie how this translucent shape seems to be making its way up the steps and into the same house the man was walking into just moments earlier. The shape appears to be that of a young woman with a ponytail. Many people don't believe that this was just all a light reflection or spider webs of any kind. But of course it's impossible to say if this was a spirit following the man this night or something else.
Beautiful is be you to the full. Not being your mind or your body, but allowing the will of your soul to be expressed through your mind and into your body, into the world.
Always hidden in plain view. Did you see that suitcase say Elvis is still alive? Why would you even put that there?
I did something today. I'm scared. What are you scared about? What happened? I did something. I can't say it on screen, bro. Like, I'm very scared. I'm not. Like, I can't say it on screen, bro. I'm like that. Nah, I can't, bro. I can't say it on screen. It's bad. I'm scared as bro, but I'm just trying to get my mind off of it, bro.
Hey guys, I got bit on the head today with the mosquito, and I was kind of pushing it down, rubbing it down, and I looked in the mirror. This is what it looks like. Now I don't know if this is like a allergic reaction or not, but I'm getting a little scared. So I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow.
Now, Florida, I already know you guys got crocodiles and alligators walking all around outside over there, but if mosquitoes are doing that, you guys got a handful of problems.
Another person exposing Hollywood for what it truly is. Y'all need to hear what this man is talking about. This man is a barber for the elite, for a lot of Hollywood stars. But more importantly, this man is a minister. And in this video I'm about to show you, he explains what they do behind the scenes and what he was almost a part of if God didn't save him. Matter of fact, look at this.
I will travel to cut athletes, actors, rappers, singers, and so on and so forth, the elite. And I get a call one day from a very well-known basketball player. I'm not gonna mention no names because you know all of these people associated. And he say, hey, it's a show that's shooting in Miami and they need a barber on set. Would you like to do it? I say, yeah. He say, I'm gonna call the agent. I have him call you and y'all work out the details. Long story short, the agent calls me. He say, hey, you came highly recommended by such and such. What's your price for the day? I gave him a price. He actually paid me like $1,000 more than the price I named. So I get on set, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little excited. I was never starstruck because I've been cutting stars all my life, but I'm a little excited because I love this show. And it was 4 main actors, cut off 4 of them. So after cutting their hair, a very well-known actress from this show, she walks in. She's getting her hair and makeup done. Getting it done, I'm just sitting on my phone by this time because I've cut all the actors. And she heard my conversation with one of the main actors, and I told him I'm a minister. So she asked the hairstylist and the makeup artist, she said, give me and him a second. They leave, and it's just me and her in there. So she said, I heard you say you're a minister. I said, yes, I'm a minister. She said, okay, I'm gonna give you some advice. I hope you heed it. I was like, what's the advice? She said, do me a favor. There was a door that I saw nobody come in or out. She said, crack that door and look in there. I cracked the door. I looked in there, and it was a Baphomet.
Y'all do know what a Baphomet is, right? I'm gonna show you the Baphomet chair. That's the Baphomet chair he's talking about. Back to the video.
Close the door. I say, I know exactly what that is. She say, they are going to do a ritual. I say, whoa. She say, ask the agent, could you get paid and you leave? Because you don't need to be around that kind of energy, that kind of demonic activity. I asked the agent, he wrote my check, and I was about to get out of there, and I told her, I say, thank you. She say, you couldn't imagine the things that take place in Hollywood.
You have people that will sacrifice anything just to be a part of that elite group. He's telling you what's going on, man. Pay attention.
Dolly Parton passes away at the age of 80 years old. And what if I told you this is yet another ritual? Because she passes away on 8/25, and then one of the ciphers in Gematria, you got that right, Dolly Parton adds up to 825. And let's not forget about all of the things that she showed everybody when she was alive. I mean, stuff like this right here should show and tell you all that you need to know about one Dolly Parton. Or even stuff like this right here, where she was talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift when they have their first born. And she's the godmother of Miley Cyrus, who is currently this age right here. But maybe all of this stuff is just one big coincidence, right? Right? R.I.P. to Dolly Parton.
These witnesses at the Mexico City Metro thought they were filming a massive rat, but watch as it runs down the tunnel.
Uy, la ratilla, no manches. Bien gorda. Ya se fue, espérate. ¿Qué chingados es eso? ¿Qué? ¿Y esa madre? Ay, güey, ay.
Did you catch it? It appears to change into a human-shaped form and continue running down the dark tunnel. And people online are calling it something very specific, something native to that region as far as their myths and legends. They call it a Nahul, from the Mesoamerican tradition, and it's associated with humans taking animal form. But we have to ask, is this real or is this AI? Watch it again and let us know what you think. Could this be the legendary Nahul or is it some clever AI? Be sure to comment below.
Uy, la ratilla, no manches. Bien gorda. Ya se fue, espérate. ¿Qué chingados es eso? ¿Qué? ¿Y esa madre? Ay, güey, ay, ¿ya lo viste? No mames, güey.
This strange light was reportedly filmed over a residential area somewhere in the Balkans. The bright object appears low over the buildings, and as the camera follows it, its shape seems to change. But there's an important question. Are we actually seeing the object change shape, or is the camera struggling to focus on an extremely bright light? Drone, aircraft, atmospheric phenomenon, or something else? Watch closely. What do you think this is?
Es hat doch ganz laut Geräusch, hörst du das? Hier ist sie weg. Seht ihr das?
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Fun fact of the day. The town of Poor Texas changed its name to Wealthy Texas in the 1890s, quote, due to popular opinion.
If you eat meat and you live in the United States, you might want to watch this video because there's a chance that the meat you're about to eat was imported from a foreign country. So the United States is getting ready to bring in a massive amount of foreign beef in an attempt to bring down the prices in the United States, but there's something very weird about this. So the Trump administration already agreed to bring in 80,000 tons of beef from Argentina per year to America, but earlier this year, China rejected the beef from Argentina because the authorities there reportedly detected chloramphenicol, which is an antibiotic prohibited for use in food-producing animals. Now, Argentina did dispute that finding, but on top of that, just this month, the USDA recalled nearly 30,000 pounds of beef from Argentina that was already in the United States because it wasn't presented for required import reinspection. But this is where it gets even more interesting. When Trump was asked about bringing in beef from Argentina, just listen to what he said.
The question is, what do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. Do you understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I happen to like the president of Argentina, I think he's trying to do the best he can.
So where are we at now? Well, the United States just announced a bigger plan. The United States could bring in up to 300,000 metric tons of foreign beef over just 90 days in an attempt to bring these prices down. As of right now, we still don't know which countries that it will actually be coming from. Trump was directly asked which countries it's going to come from, and he said there's a few, and it's going to be really high quality beef. This is going to bring meat prices down, but I just don't know how worth it it's going to be.
I will say this, some of the cleanest food I've ever ate was outside of America. If you've done even just a little bit of international travel, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, remember that video I just did?
the beef deal.
I don't want to say which countries, but there are a few countries.
Well, today they asked the Agriculture Secretary, and she doesn't want to say where the meat's coming from either.
What countries have been in talks with the U.S. about stepping up their exports aside from Mexico?
I am not privy to talk about that. I think the conversations are still going on, and that's Ambassador Greer who's finalizing what exactly that looks like. And I think the president's involved in that as well. Thank you.
Now, this heifer doesn't want to say where it's coming from. I'm so sorry about calling you a heifer. You're totally not. I just wanted to be funny. And I was going to use Jezebel, but I thought that was kind of rude too, so I went with that. Anyway, speaking of actual heifers, wait, no, not that one, but cows, the actual cows where the beef is coming from. The first video I made about it blew up because all of America and a lot of the world wants to know where this beef is coming from. It's super sketchy to have the president be like, yeah, I don't really want to say. And then the agriculture secretary be like, nah, yeah, I don't really want to say either. Is there going to be a point where you tell us where the beef's coming from?
During an abduction, something weird happens and I would feel a change. I could feel it before it happened. And then what would happen, it would feel like a very low vibrational hum. And then I would see the grays, and if I would shout or yell, no one would hear me and they wouldn't rouse or anything. And I would feel like my body was just made of almost like ball bearings. It just felt different. At that point, I think they are coming into our dimension with like this dimensional bubble, almost like the only way to describe it is like a bubble. And then I would be encompassed in that bubble as well with them, with the grays.
So I thought this was Dolly Parton when she was 8 years old. No. This is Dolly Parton when she was 9. Or when he was 9.
How is this even possible? Dolly Parton just passed away, and all of a sudden, the first tropical storm of the season's name is going to be Dolly, and they're tracking it right now. I'm sorry, the next one, the one on the list, the one they're tracking right now. What is the probability of this right here? And it gets even crazier, but hold on. The mathematic possibility of all that coming together is 1 in probably 1 trillion. They say that these names are randomly generated, just picking out of random. And the exact day she dies, all of a sudden they're tracking Dolly. And then of course we have the lunar eclipse in just a few days, and the last eclipse that we just had, Hayden Panettiere passed away. Again, what is the possibility? Things like this just prove that simulation theory in itself is accurate. I mean, everything follows terms of frequency. Numbers, colors, everything is frequency. Which is why the cults use gematria through divination by demons and higher realms to tell you what's going to happen in the future. That's why the music videos and the movies and TV always shows the future. It's not because, they're just some elaborate super planners. No, it's because the demons are infiltrating the thoughts and telling them what to write down. Hence, this is why there's a throne room in the major label studios everywhere. Also, this is why so many of the artists have another form, or Rain Man, a Sasha Fierce, because they're opening up their body, much like the 32nd to 33rd degree, opening their body to be possessed by a devil to bring forth their will on the earth.
Here's your reminder that Homer Simpson predicted the mass of the God particle 14 years before scientists even proved it existed. Let's talk about it. The Higgs boson, or God particle, is the fundamental subatomic particle that creates an invisible force field, giving mass to all matter in our universe. Without it, subatomic particles would just float freely at the speed of light, atoms couldn't hold together, and nothing solid would exist. Now, in the 1998 episode, The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, Homer tries to become an inventor and scribbles this complex equation on a chalkboard. That wasn't a random animation. Scriptwriter David Cohen, who held a degree in physics from Harvard, actually collaborated with researchers to write a legitimate equation using early string theory parameters. 14 years later, in July 2012, physicists at CERN's Large Hadron Collider finally detected the actual Higgs boson and measured its mass at 125 gigaelectron volts. When science author Simon Singh solved Homer's chalkboard math, it yielded 775 gigaelectron volts. That seems like a big gap, but in particle physics, where theoretical guesses are usually off by a factor of 1,000,000, landing in the same order of magnitude, the low hundreds, is a 99.9% statistical bullseye. Homer might have been a genius because he figured out long ago what matters most.
Hey, at this point, The Simpsons needs to be studied at like an Ivy League for sure. I mean, there's too many coincidences, as they say.
Alright, tell me I'm crazy. You know, it's in the mirror thing. Two-way mirrors. Then there's this one. Right? I wonder what that is. Interesting, right? Very interesting.
Final score, 1-2-2.
The music business is only designed to get as many people to go away from God as possible. So what happens is the devil needs workers, and by workers, he needs people who have influence, who can mislead or misguide people away from the light into the darkness. So this is why the artist is powerful. So the artist is the mouthpiece, okay? That artist is the mouthpiece between the devil and the fan. And the artist's job is to get you to throw up these weird signs. What are you doing this for? This is the Baphomet. I don't this. So don't think I'm throwing this up because I don't this. I'm just showing you when you see these signs, when you see the checkerboards, when you hear them talking about demon time and drill and all, even the actual beat and the BPM, it's all 808 drums. This is all low vibration. So what happens is the artist is only the tool used to push the message of the devil.
This is all the companies that Disney owns. So when people look at a stock and they go, why is Disney stock going up? I don't think their theme parks are doing that well. That's because there's 100 other companies. Look, chat, they own, here's this little thing called Hulu that they own on the bottom left corner. GoPro, I bet you didn't even know that. They own GoPro. They own ESPN, Marvel, you know, they own Fox, National Geographic they own, ABC7, they own that too. When you see a stock and when you see a company, there's more to it every time. You have to look into it.
Did you guys know that before the crowbar was invented, that crows actually just drank at home?
The priest of a Catholic church allowed this strange dance ceremony in the church. Check this out. According to the Catholic Church, this is not an act of worshiping other gods. Rather, it's a dance that used to be performed for other gods, but now it's being done for the Christian God.
Okay, something that a lot of you don't know, but you probably should know, is that Ethiopia is in the year 2018, because they are 7.5 years behind the rest of the world. I'm pretty sure Ethiopia is the only country in the world that is in the year 2018. And so when my dad told me my birthday, he didn't say you were born in 2000 he said I was born in 19 something. And that was really trippy for me because I was like, 19? And then I realized Ethiopia is 7.5 years behind the rest of the world. And the reason that Ethiopia is still using, so the rest of the world uses the Julian calendar, which has 12 months in a year. Ethiopia uses the Gregorian calendar, which has 13 months in a year and is also 7.5 years behind the Julian calendar. And I think the reason that they're still using that system is because one, Ethiopia used to be a kingdom, and so they had their own rules and calendar and whatever. But also, I think Ethiopia is still in like biblical times. Ethiopia has never been colonized, and so nobody ever got to mess with our like traditions and like calendars and whatever. So I think that's why things are still the way that they are. But yeah, I saw a lot of Ethiopians commenting that we're still in the year 2018 in Ethiopia. So I thought I would mention that. A lot of Ethiopians, my Ethiopian friends, if they live here, they celebrate their birthday twice. Once on the Ethiopian calendar, and then again when on the American calendar. But yeah, I only celebrate mine once. My parents used to celebrate Ethiopian Christmas and American Christmas, so we did that when I was growing up, but for birthdays I just celebrate once.
There's an interesting theory surrounding Get Out that says Walter runs at night because Roman Armitage is still trying to beat Jesse Owens. If you're familiar with the film, Walter is the groundskeeper at the Armitage family's house. After Chris arrives, he notices something strange about Walter. Late at night, Walter suddenly begins sprinting around the property at full speed. Believers of this theory think Walter isn't simply exercising. Walter's body is being controlled by Roman Armitage, Dean's father, who had a personal connection to Jesse Owens. Dean tells Chris that his father Roman was once a competitive runner who lost to Owens during the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Fans believe Roman never got over that loss. After taking control of Walter's younger and stronger body, Roman finally had the physical ability he wished he had decades earlier. Supporters even point to Walter's old-fashioned running shoes, which were intentionally chosen to resemble footwear from the 1930s and reference Roman's past as a runner. This is why believers think Walter constantly runs at night. It isn't really Walter training, it's Roman inside his body, still obsessively racing against the memory of Jesse Owens and trying to prove that, with a different body, he could have finally beaten him.
Now, Get Out might be in the top 2 of movies that nobody can figure out. Do you know how many conspiracy theories have spawned from that movie? Literally, I still don't understand exactly what was going on, but it was a great movie, a classic if you ask me. Tap in and let me know what you think about the movie Get Out.
No animal on earth knows what a Monday is. No plant, no ocean, no nervous system in nature. The week doesn't exist. You've been exhausted by something that was never real to begin with.
Evil doesn't come out always as just a devil hat and horns and tails and fire and brimstone. It comes out as a beautiful angel of light. So if these things want to get people's attention, they're going to show up in the middle of chaos as an angel of light and start calming things down and helping people out, and everyone's going to see these are benevolent space brothers, and that to me is the strong delusion that's going to strike people, because people are prepared. They're looking for those who don't know God as their Savior, Jesus as their Savior. They're looking for a creator. They're not willing to go to God and to Jesus, and they're looking elsewhere, and these entities are going to be more than happy to fill that role.
We're going to zoom into this. That's the first zoom in. Don't worry, we're going to do it again now. From right here, you can still argue. We can all still argue sitting here going, that just looks like a wolf, maybe a bear. However, when you do this, and we get real crazy, look at the body. Guys, that's not a wolf. I mean, it's not a standard wolf. That's not a bear. That's got a little more pointy ears. Guys, Google bears. I don't have an image of a bear on the background here, but dude, bears have teddy bear looking ears, man.
Does anyone find this strange? Actor Tim Curry passed away, and they always say that it comes in threes. First we had Hayden, then Dolly, now Tim. And apparently Tim Curry passed away the same date as Dolly. He apparently passed away at around 11 p.m., the same date that Dolly passed away. And again, he was best known for stuff like the Rocky Horror Picture Show and It the Clown and stuff like that. But Don't you all find it very bizarre how it seems to always happen in threes? And the fact that he was 80 years old, just like Dolly, and passes away on August the 25th, just like Dolly. Something else very bizarre about all of this is it's exactly 33 weeks until his next birthday at the time of his passing. But maybe all of this is just a big coincidence, and rest in peace to Tim Curry.
Isn't it crazy how the more you know, the more you sound crazy to the people who don't?
Hey, Wilcock, bro, you got the knowledge, baby.
Do you believe we're in end times now?
Oh.
Absolutely.
David's last interview, March 3rd, 2026.
Found 2 different copies of it in Ethiopia in the 1800s.
Wow.
And it is literally as old as the book of Genesis. And yet, curiously enough, it's not in the Bible. Now,
the canonized version
is the grandson of Enoch. And Enoch is the guy who was actually chosen by these giants, the so-called accursed and fallen angels. Enoch was chosen as their representative to go to the Elohim and say, would you please not wipe us out? And yet, these people, in various incarnations, in various forms, they keep getting knocked down by God or Elohim or whatever you want to call it. And that cycle is about to repeat itself yet again.
Just a month ago, he's asked if he thinks we're in end times.
Absolutely. Look, there's over 30.
Absolutely.
30 different ancient prophecies, basically everything from Polynesian islands in the Pacific to Druid prophecies, Buddhist prophecies, Muslim. Go into the Quran, read what that says. Everybody talks about this. It's not just the Bible. Everybody.
From Beijing, China tonight, the race of the robots. The white robot, look at this, right there in the left lane, beating a human record, Usain Bolt's record, in fact, running the 100-meter dash in 9.39 seconds at the World Humanoid Robot Games. Who knew they even existed? That's about 0.2 of a second faster than Bolt's 2009 record. In the 400-meter, the same robot shattering the world record by nearly 5 seconds.
Now, we all are witnessing AI becoming a lot smarter than humans. Now, you know it was just a matter of time before they become better than humans in sports as well.
So the White House is considering changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America. Why? Well, trade negotiations with Canada completely fell apart after the US threatened to hit them with 50% tariffs on $20 billion worth of goods. Today, Canada announced retaliatory tariffs, which means the cost of life and everything is going to drive up even further. And the renaming of things isn't even a joke. In case you didn't know, the Associated Press got barred from the White House press pool because they refused to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the son of Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, has once again grabbed headlines. He said he wants to marry global music icon Beyoncé. The Grammy-winning singer is already married to American rapper and businessman Jay-Z. But in a series of posts on social media earlier this week, Kainerugaba asked Jay-Z to hand Beyoncé over to him. He said he has achieved everything he wanted in life and that his only challenge now is to get Beyoncé. This is not the first time Kainerugaba has sparked controversy about marrying the award-winning singer. In May 2025, he posted on social media claiming that Beyoncé was his woman, saying her husband Jay-Z must report to Uganda and apologize for marrying her. The Ugandan president's son, who is also the country's army chief, claimed he is richer than Jay-Z. Beyoncé and Jay-Z, one of the global entertainment industry's most influential couples, have been married since April 2008 and share 3 children. Neither of them has publicly commented on Kainerugaba's statements.
My name is Brenda Johnson, and I bought this house about 7 years ago, and I don't know why I bought it. My son lived in Peoria, and he wanted to move closer to me to Illinois, and I drove from Illinois over here 2 or 3 times, and for no one reason, I don't know why, but just something about this house. And so when I bought it, we went in, started working on it, Then all kinds of things start happening. Saws going across the floor. 2x4 flew off the wall, hit my son in the mouth. And the floor was buckled, so we took the floating wood floor up and we found a book in the corner of the door in between the floors that said how to communicate with the spirit world. And it has a pentagram on the front of it. And in the living room, it is a pentagram in the ceiling.
COVID is making a comeback. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the national COVID test positivity rate topped 3% for the first time since March, with numbers rising in every state. Wisconsin's health department reporting a very low COVID activity. The South and West have the...
Just a friendly reminder that when somebody actually loves you, their biggest fear is hurting you. When somebody just wants you, their biggest fear is losing you.
Many believe a time traveler was caught on camera holding a smartphone at Elvis Presley's final concert in June of 1977. This clip makes the object appear like something that is out of place for that time period. As Elvis hands a scarf to the audience, the camera pans over the crowd, and a woman in the audience holds a dark, rectangular object with a silver square detail. Believers claim the device is a modern touchscreen smartphone, pointing out that the first iPhone did not launch until 2007. It does almost look like it is glowing up against her chest, like it has some sort of screen that hadn't been invented yet. Yet skeptics say the object is actually a period-correct pocket gadget, like a vintage 110 film camera, a tape recorder, or a small personal item. I mean, it doesn't have to be a smartphone. It could be something from the far future. Who knows? I mean, what kind of phones are they going to have in 2057 or 2087 or 2100? Who knows? If time travel becomes possible, this would be an event an Elvis superfan would definitely try to attend. So is this a real time traveler caught on camera?
In the middle of nowhere, right? Got a little bridge, a little country road, whatever. And bam, in the side of the hill. It says no trespassing, 1939. Let's see if we can see how far down, what in the underground bunker hell is going on here.
These ATM customers had no idea about cash trapping, but police want everyone to pay attention to what they call a new crime trend. The San Marino Police Department released this flyer showing how it works. Police say a cash trap is a long metal cover and it is placed over an ATM's cash slot. When the trap is on the machine, no money can come out. After a customer puts in their information and is waiting for their cash, it appears the machine didn't dispense money, but really it is trapped behind the cover. Your account has less money, but it is not in your hands. San Marino police say local banks reached out to them about cash trapping, and they also discovered it is happening in nearby cities. Police say before using an ATM, inspect the card reader for any skimmers or loose parts. Another way of also trying to take information. Also, they say check the cash slot and make sure you can see where the bills will be dispensed. And if something looks off, use a different machine and report it to the bank or business right away.
Towards Earth, its chances of actually making contact with Earth and hitting us have doubled from 1% to 2%. We'll get into that in just a minute. And now scientists have warned NASA that they've waited too late to even deflect it if they have to. If you didn't see my previous video, this is 2024 YR4. This asteroid was discovered by scientists in Chile last December. Apparently it has a 1 in 43 chance of hitting Earth in 2032. And apparently the size of that impact would be like a city killer size. To give you more perspective on its size, the asteroid is up to 300 feet wide, which would make it around the same size of New York's Statue of Liberty. Its impact could also be similar to the Tunguska asteroid, which flattened 830 square miles of the Siberian forest back in 1908. Now, as I said before, originally the chance of this asteroid hitting Earth was 1.3%. It has now changed to 2.3%. Now, I also mentioned that NASA had said that scientists may not even have a chance to deflect it at this point. They say that you really need 10 years or more to plan, to build, and to execute an asteroid deflection mission. So at its estimated size, if it did hit Earth.
Wait just a minute. 10 years just to deflect an asteroid is crazy.
Here are some insane ratios that will break your brain.
China's BYD car factory is bigger than the city of San Francisco. Last year, Pakistan had more newborns than the entire European continent. Indonesia's tiny island Java has more people than all of Russia. And speaking of Russia, its surface area is larger than Pluto. McDonald's feeds 1% of the human race every single day. The world's largest Starbucks in Chicago serves more coffee than every Starbucks in Italy. I guess Italians hate Starbucks. China pours more concrete every 3 years than the United States did in the entire 20th century. And for every one ship that the United States builds, China builds 230. Lagos, Nigeria's birth rate is so high that it adds 77 people per hour. And South Korea's birth rate is so low that it is losing 14 people per hour. Australia has a cattle ranch that is bigger than the state of Connecticut. More than half of the human race lives inside this one circle. 95% of Egypt's population lives along the Nile. India's city Delhi has a population that is higher than all of Australia. Only 8% of Indians have a passport. Mongolia has more horses than people. And 1 in every 200 men alive today is a descendant of Genghis Khan. Japan sells more adult diapers than baby diapers. Switzerland has more nuclear bunker capacity than people. I guess Switzerland overbooked for the apocalypse? Make sure you follow for more and comment what other bizarre ratios that you know about.
Hey, a lot of interesting facts, and it's clear that Pakistan has been getting busy with all them babies that they're having right now.
Look at this inside St. Mark's Basilica. A winged being slaying a dragon. And all around these old buildings, there are depictions of animals and creatures that we don't see in the world today. But there's another dragon, you see that? And over here, this is something I keep seeing. And here on this stonework, there are flying lions depicted. That's something I keep seeing here. So the most common depictions I'm seeing are winged beings, or angels, flying lions, and dragons. There are many depictions of angels and humans slaying beasts, dragons and hellhounds and all sorts of stuff like that. And here in the middle, I find this fascinating. You can see these saintly beings with the visible aura, and there's some kind of link going into the center. And I believe that to be their connection to the divine depicted there. That's their connection to ether. And here you have the cherub angels flying, and a demonic type being there with wings as well. And like I said, I believe these winged beings are the ones who created the mosaic here, because all of this artwork is mosaic. And the only way that I can see that being feasible is physically flying up there to place each individual piece. I can't imagine a scaffold or similar in here to reach all of that and create it so perfectly and so beautifully. I believe it was these beings that created that. Those are the beings that designed the entire network from the sky. They flew into the sky and designed it from there so they could make it perfect. Designing their entire power grid with precision from the sky. These beings existed. They were around. Who knows where they are now? All the mysteries are being uncovered. And we're returning to the glory of this kind of civilization.
Well, you guys, that's another one in the books, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys for stopping by and watching one with me. If you haven't done so already, do me the biggest favor and hit that like.
City officials are investigating another incident involving people seen climbing out of manholes. Maybe you've seen this. Police say the latest incident now happened near 7th Avenue and 32nd Street, right here in Manhattan by Madison Square Garden and Penn Station. We're told it was posted on TikTok on Friday. The city's Department of Environmental Protection is warning any would-be copycats entering the sewer system. It's not only illegal, but extremely dangerous as well. It also said it has inspected the sewers in that area and determined the infrastructure is safe.
So once again, people are entering the sewers, and law enforcement is trying to do something about it now all of a sudden, but it might be something bigger going on, because these people are like experts going into these sewers, and it raises a lot of questions. People have been blowing me up about it, so we're gonna figure out the reasons why they're going underground. It seems like everybody seems like they want to just go underground all of a sudden. But look, man, make sure y'all smash that like button, share these videos with your friends and your family, and let's get this video to like 15,000 likes. We're almost to 1 million. We just inching there every day. But look, I'm enjoying this ride, man, and let's get into this video. And just know, if you're going through a tough time, you're not in this life by yourself. We're going through this thing called life together, and everybody's opinion matters. So make sure y'all commenting down below and letting us know what y'all feel about these videos down below. And every video doesn't represent my individual thought, you know, so put your comments in the comments down below, and let's keep building as a family.
Someone in prison right now is trading their ass for a cup of noodles. Your day is not that bad, bro. Lock the fuck in.
Okay, those that know what I'm doing right now. Look at this thing's head. Let's start there. There are earthquakes at the nose. Okay, let's keep going. By the eye, just in back of the right eye. Well, the left, whatever you want to say. Let me keep watching. Then earthquakes at the wings. I am super freaked out by this. I do believe in it. Message me. We can talk about this a lot. Repost. I've never seen earthquakes here, ever.
Today is August 25th, 2026. Here's your Schumer Resonance Update and Daily Energy Report. All right, guys, the past couple days we have gotten some activity, but overall it's been pretty calm. I know that's not a blackout right there. The graph is just loading. The past 24 hours we have gotten a blackout, so that's a timeline shift. And we are getting spikes of high frequency light that are coming in. Now, these spikes are not lasting for like hours or days, but we're still getting them. And there's a shit ton of solar flare activity that has happened in the past 24 hours. And there's an Earth-facing coronal hole. I know I'm feeling it because I'm feeling tingles all over me. So pop in the comment section, let me know how you guys are doing with your pain, chronic illness symptoms. Are you feeling tingles? Are you having ringing in your ears? Pop it in the comments and let me know. And if anybody's like Reiki or spiritual guidance, please DM me, but schedule me. Now this is interesting too. This is a resonant amplitude chart, and you can see this right here. That is not normal. So it's supposed to spike, right? But this, where it's like a square and comes back down, that is some kind of anomalous energy coming in. And the fact it's happening in this portal, this eclipse portal, when we're having all of this solar flare activity is so interesting. Seismic monitor in Cumiana, Italy is looking pretty good right now. The magnetic field monitor in Cassina, Italy is still blacked out. Space Weather Live has been absolutely popping off with solar flare activity, and we have this Earth-facing coronal hole. We received 5 solar flares in the past 24 hours, and one of them being this M6.98 flare, which is a very strong flare. The solar flare graph is going absolutely wild, as you can see. In the past 3 days, we've gotten a lot of C-class activity, but in the past 24 hours, we were getting a shit ton of M-class activity. And an M-class solar flare is a higher grade solar flare than a C-class. And then after the M comes in X, and that's a massive solar flare. So getting the M6.98 alone is a lot, let alone 4 more after it. And like I said yesterday, Mother Earth is reacting by igniting the ring of fire. We're absolutely still in this eclipse portal until August 28th when we have this lunar eclipse. All this solar flare activity is only going to amplify what we're feeling in this portal, which is already potent as hell. But as always, this light is absolutely beautiful, and it's coming to help us. These are light codes that come in to activate Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants, including us. This is plasma pouring into the Earth, and it is here to help us to help heal Mother Earth. It's just about willingly tapping into this light and standing in love to use it for the highest good of all. Like I've said, there is a frequency war. So, you know, it's really right now, it's between good and bad. You know, there are forces that want this light to amplify fear, and there's forces that want to amplify love. Whatever we are feeling, we're going to be amplified right now. So stand firmly in love, go back to the earth, anchor into that love, and become an unshakable force. So be sure to tap in with meditation, prayer, ground, hydrate, rest, listen to your body, and follow your intuition. Love you all so much. Blessings.
Hey everyone, geophysicist Yvonne Burns here with breaking news. We have had 5 M-class solar flares over the past 24 hours. These are the second strongest category of solar flare. Earth has already been charged up as a result of that light flux hitting the planet on the sunlit side of the Earth, but there's also now a solar storm inbound. So with our 131 angstrom view here, we can see these solar flares. We very likely could have more coming in over the next few days. We're right now in the middle of the superior conjunction of Mercury, and we see that often there is enhanced space weather and solar activity, solar flaring, solar storms during that planetary alignment with the planet closest into the sun, which also has a magnetic field just like Earth. So we're seeing this enhancement. Now the thing is, these solar storms have been a little deflected from exactly Earth center direct, even though they are along that central meridian, the sunspots, because we have this coronal hole here with an open magnetic field kind of deflecting it more to the east solar coordinate system, which means that the next 2 days are very dynamic and could also be very spicy, because as this continues to rotate, it'll still be in the Earth strike zone, as we call it. But even from over here, because of that coronal hole, if that dynamic remains, that could actually launch it more direct to our planet than these ones here. And well, we already have solar storms coming in, so we could be looking at a train.
In case you didn't hear, in the last 48 hours, the NOAA officially confirmed a Super El Nino advisory. It is essentially guaranteed now that a Super El Nino is coming. We are in one as we speak. Additionally, they have essentially confirmed severe weather will be seen across the entire continental United States and much of the world. Let's chop it up. So for those of you who don't understand what a super El Nino is, well, an El Nino is a changing weather climate circumstance in which essentially we're going to experience an increased amount of typhoons on the west coast. And historically, based on what we're seeing, this is going to be one of the largest ever, meaning we are also most likely going to experience severe amounts of rainfall in the south, specifically Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. Additionally, the last time we saw weather circumstances like this, Florida had the most active tornado season they have ever experienced in the 1980s. Up north, you can expect severe winters, high levels of ice, so severe cold with a lot of moisture. Perfect for ice circumstances. I would also anticipate an increased level of snowfall. This chart here shows temperature variance in the sea in degrees Celsius. If you look, it is anticipated that this is going to be the highest upper level ocean temperatures we have ever experienced. We're looking at potentially the worst El Nino in 200 years. What does this mean for you? How do you prepare? Well, what you need to do first is you need to begin the process of stockpiling water. Should you lose power, now in Texas, we will lose power if we experience a severe freeze. You know this, okay? You need to stockpile water. It's estimated that you're gonna need somewhere between half a gallon and 1 gallon per person per day. If you do not have the square footage in your home to stockpile this amount of water, what you're going to want to do is stockpile water treatment tablets. This can allow you to fill up just about any container and treat large quantities of water. If money is not an issue, you can also invest in what is called life straws, which will allow you to drink even pretty dirty water out of any usable container. I also highly recommend beginning the process of saving for a small generator. If power outages are experienced during times of severe flood or rain, life-threatening circumstances are inevitable. So you need to make sure you have some way to maintain power. Even a small generator can allow you the opportunity to have communication, meaning you can keep your phone charged should you need to call for help. I would also highly recommend beginning to stockpile canned food, things that you can eat cold, things that you do not need to heat. But it is going to be very important. Please, for the love of God, do not forget, if you are going to stockpile canned food, please keep a can opener in your storage. Next 6 months, it is going to be very important that you keep your eyes on the weather and pay attention if any evacuation or emergency notices are issued. Heed these warnings. Do not ignore them. When they come out, it is often almost already too late to leave. Okay, so you need to pay attention to the weather in your area, especially this winter and this hurricane season. Share this video with your people so they understand what's going on in our country, and as always, prepare yourself, protect yourself, but don't tell nobody about it.
I would want the world to know about Ascension. I would want the world to know that we are very, very close And all the people on the inside know this. This is the key of disclosure. We are very close to some sort of energetic shift that the sun is going to do. There have already been multiple experiments, I've heard this from several insiders, in which they take ordinary folks and they put them into a room and they zap them with the energy that our sun is going to give off when we go through this change. They become very blissed out. They start to get really telepathic. They can move things with their mind. Everybody kind of goes into a psychedelic trip. Our government knows that this is going to happen, where there's no veil left, where we are wide open to...
There's a former Bush official that worked in the housing department. He came out and disclosed that there's $21 trillion missing in the government. And she said that there is essentially a black budget, which is off the books, to where they built underground civilizations, not only on land, but in the water and around the circumference of America. Now they have massive civilizations, but I do find it funny too that a lot of billionaires are spending billions of dollars for bunkers themselves. Zuckerberg, Bezos, you name it, they all have it. And that's what we know of. So imagine what we don't know, what's off the books, right?
That's a lot of money.
That we pay for, that's taxpayers' money, by the way. And then they already have these types of systems that's across America with the trucking system too. You have truckers showing footage where they drive into a mountain. It opens up and it just goes for miles and miles and miles. And that's just for the trucking industry. So what they don't show you, which they do have a black budget to where they fund many things that's off the books. They have probably a utopia down there when it comes to technology, you name it, that's for them.
So you telling me y'all don't see nothing wrong with 6 men randomly popping up out of manhole in Brooklyn? Mind you, 2 nights later, 3 men seen going down a manhole in Queens. And that don't strike an alarm. That don't make you think that something is going on. All right, listen to this.
And you remember being in the shop.
Listen to what he said.
What do you remember about that night?
3 random guys walking around in a strange suit. Open the sewer, go in like the Ninja Turtles. They went in there, yeah, it's very odd. I was looking at them, they were looking at me, I could tell they're up to no good, they didn't bother me. But they went in there, closed the cover, like, they were never here. Those 2 strange cars just randomly pulled up waiting for them, and one of my guys called 911, and after that, we didn't really know much.
But if you listen to the news made it seem like some teenagers just popped out of manhole. No, you heard what that man said? You heard how he said they was dressed? Matter of fact, you seen the footage of how they was dressed. So you telling me that's normal? At a time like this, the things that's going on right now, you have America at war, you have threats on America, and then randomly you just see people that don't fit the description of regular people jumping down in the manholes, coming out of manholes, Brooklyn, Queens, and I wonder where else they're going to. Mind you, you got people in cars waiting for them to get out. You got this whole situation set up and nobody thinks that's odd? That's not odd to you, right? That's regular.
I'm not sure why people are doing this, but people are saying that more people are coming out of the sewers, allegedly. I was not there. This is what people are saying. Now, this is not the first time I've seen a video like this. People are saying that they in cahoots with the Ninja Turtles or running around with something else. Shut up! Something's going on here, guys. This guy was just on the phone and now he's walking away. I don't know what's going on and who he's talking to, but something is going on in New York City, bro, straight up and down. Maybe they work for an electric company, right? Maybe they're working on something down there. Something is going on here, guys, in New York City, and someone spotted this, and it wasn't me. This is not the first time I've seen a video like this. This has been going on for a few months now, guys. Something is going on, and they're doing something underground that I know nothing about. That's why I'm asking you. Who's this? Who is this guy right here coming out the sewers like a Ninja Turtle? Not sure what's going on with this guy, but it looks like he's been doing this for a while. Maybe this was the same guy that's been doing this around the city. People are saying that this happened at 4 a.m. in Times Square, New York City. Allegedly, this is what people are saying. Like I said, I wasn't there. Now, I'm not sure where he's running to or who he was talking to on the phone, but something is going on here, guys, and we need to figure this out. But of course, this is entertainment purposes only. Let's not forget that, guys. I don't know what's going on. Look it up for yourself. Let me know what you think about this, because this is not the first time I've seen this, and it's been happening for a while. We need to figure this out. I'm out.
Tonight, a mystery under the streets of New York, only intensifying after these 3 men were captured on video climbing out of the New York City sewer system just after 4 o'clock in the morning, according to NYPD. Wearing overalls and using what appears to be headlamps. This is the manhole cover just feet away from the busiest transit hub in the Western Hemisphere, Penn Station underneath Madison Square Garden, where some 600,000 people pass through every single day. Darren Porcher is a former lieutenant for the city's police department. Are you concerned by the images that you're seeing?
I'm very concerned. This is reactive and it's not proactive. I highly encourage a proactive mechanism inside of the sewer system that would detect as soon as an individual is there.
Law enforcement saying the NYPD is aware of the incident. There are no arrests and the investigation is ongoing, with the city's Department of Environmental Protection adding that they've inspected the sewers at the location and our infrastructure is safe. This latest sewer incursion comes on the heels of a similar scene in Queens, New York a couple months ago, as well as multiple instances in Brooklyn with early morning divers pouring out from underground. As this investigation unfolds, the city is warning any would-be scavengers that entering the sewer system is both illegal and extremely dangerous. Sam Brock, NBC News, New York.
I don't know, y'all. Something about that don't sit right with me. About time when the big news the old news, that's what we should call them, the old news start reporting on this stuff, then I don't know, something don't feel right about it. They know what's going on, they just can't say it. Maybe they're setting up, getting everything finalized for the evacuations that they're going to be doing when something kick off, because these seem like highly trained professionals. They're on earpieces talking to somebody, getting picked up in black vehicles and driving off. And you telling me with all the cameras and everything that we have out here, all the technology, that they're not tracking these people, that they can't track them, that they can't ping off the cell phone towers, that they can't take the license plates and the types of vehicles that they're driving away in and track them all the way through the city. Just don't add up to me. And then all of a sudden they want to try to cover these things. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. It just, something don't feel right about that. It seems like they're just trying to because us people, we've been seeing it go on, and they don't want us digging too deep into that. And they want to seem like they're going to go ahead and cover this and handle it. So we don't come down there crashing a party. They got to slam the doors on our faces. We can't get in. But man, y'all seen the movie Greenland? Everybody can't go. They done took all, look, man, there's trillions of dollars that's missing out of the United States budget that's unaccounted for. Trillions. That's why we're in so much debt. It's my belief that they're preparing for something big. But let's get back to this video.
Oh, they're really doing this for real. I don't know what movie warned us about this, but I've definitely seen something like this before, and now it actually looks like it's happening. This guy claims around 400 families are moving into some underground mountain location, and the footage shows RVs, trucks, and people pulling up, unloading everything like they're not planning to come back out. And the more you watch it, the more unsettling it gets, because these aren't trained crews or officials. It's regular families bringing boxes, supplies, even kids, all moving with this quiet urgency like they've already accepted something big is coming, and nobody's saying it out loud. He keeps repeating that you need to be ready for what's coming, and they're packing in tight, saying they'll make it work, but that's exactly what feels off, because no one chooses to live like that unless they think staying outside is worse. This doesn't look organized in a normal way. It feels rushed, almost like word spread too late, and now people are scrambling to get in while they still can. And the scariest part is there's no clear explanation, no official warning, just people acting on something they believe is real. So what do they know that we don't? Because this doesn't feel like a joke anymore. It feels like something already started.
Go from New York to Brazil, Buenos Aires, and Antarctica without ever coming up to the surface for air. And you can do it all at way more than 1,000 miles an hour on magnetic levitation trains, otherwise called maglev. One thing he told me, he went from Virginia to Los Angeles in 45 minutes. Do the math, 3,000 miles an hour. Most people don't even believe that there's a tunnel network. There are hundreds of thousands of miles of tunnel systems.
The reason why they have to go back the caves.
They can't stay on the surface. Yeah, okay. You follow that? So what's happening now amongst the so-called Europeans?
Them damn elites, man. The damn elites and the people with the draconian juice. Remember that shot that we were telling y'all about? That's That's why you got to detox, man. A lot of our people ain't gonna be able to take the sun.
And the reason why they're building underground tunnels across Europe, the reason why they're taking all the stores off the streets and turning them into malls, the reason why they're putting the cinemas or movies, as you call them, inside malls and hospitals and everything are underground communications, because he's coming into an era time that before, and the Holy Quran, as you call it, Surah Al-Kahf, speak about a period of time when they went into the caves and they don't even know how long they were in the cave sleeping. They were sleepers in the caves. That means that was the other cycle when the sun cycle on the other side came in. Then it goes into a moon, and then it comes into a sun again, then back to the moon. It's 2 moon cycles and 2 sun cycles to complete that complete equinox. All right? We're at a period of time now where the sun cycle has come in, the ozone layer is moving, there's a greenhouse effect, the planet is warming up, and the European people have to get off the surface of the planet. They have to go underground. And they're trying to build everything. First they tried to go out. They found out that life existed on Mars, but they couldn't exist there because of certain ammonia that they would make it impossible for them to survive. So now they're back to building underground. They linked up Europe. They had to get a one world system so that all Europeans will be in tune, because those that are not in tune will die.
That's why he in prison. He was talking about this shit a long time ago.
And they use the word Shemesh. And it's the same thing, like I explained many times, that Hagar used when she went in the wilderness. She said El Roy, which was nothing but saying I'm El Ra. She didn't say Ammon because Ammon was a certain people that she didn't belong to. It's another story. All right, so the promise is being fulfilled for us, that the time for the devil is ending. The fire is pouring down out of the sky.
It's happening now.
It's happening to them right now. It's giving them skin cancer.
They think by going underground they're gonna be safe. You got landslides, sinkholes, you know what I'm saying, earthquakes. It's a reason why I say the last shall be first and the first shall be last. The meek shall inherit the earth. So why they going underground? Because they know fire and brimstone finna come replenish the earth. You feel me? And they know that these disasters finna get worse and worse. But it's because of Wormwood, Planet X, Liberty. That's the real reason why. But fear nothing, because once you know who you are, your soul is electromagnetic energy, which can't be destroyed, only transferred. You feel me? We fell in frequency. But that grid, we all know it's finna go out. But guess what? We shall be changed at the twinkling of an eye. Some of us gonna go, but some of us gonna be here because we gotta replenish the earth.
I put these two videos together for a reason. People, when they put stuff in movies and shows, they're throwing us hints Y'all need to really pay attention. They throwing us hints. Just watch them, please.
Hey man, you want to watch this show called Paradise? You know that show's a documentary, right?
Yeah, I know this is my movie.
What you talking about, Willis?
Well,
They've been
series.
building bunkers all over the world for the last few decades in preparation for a catastrophic event. I mean, if you think about it, that's kind of a good idea. We need to save humanity if something catastrophic were to happen. You and I are peasants. We're not getting in there. That's only for the rich. In fact, it is your money that built those bunkers for them. Wait a minute. They get to poison our food, destroy our world, then hide out in underground bunkers that were built with our tax dollars while we just suffer here on the surface? Yeah, not only did they build them at our expense, but they fully equipped and fully supplied them, again, with your money. You know those ridiculous prices that you're paying for everything? Guess where that's going? No wonder we're $36 trillion in debt. Well, according to Catherine Austin Fitts, a former Bush administration official, $21 trillion went into building the infrastructure for those bunkers. Wait a second. Do you remember before 9/11 when Donald
Next video.
This is crazy. A former Bush official claims that the United States spent $21 trillion building a secret underground city. Her name is Catherine Austin Fitts, and she formerly served as Bush's Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. He says that the United States government built this in secret in case of a near-extinction event for the rich and powerful. She claims that this isn't just some underground tunnel, but that this is a massive underground city across the United States with over 170 bases. She even says some are under the ocean and that they are all connected with transportation. She started researching this in 2020 and says that on her website, missingmoney.com. You can go and look at the actual government financials and make a decision whether or not this is true for yourself. Now, there have been theories about this for decades. So are we finally getting the proof? As always, let me know what you think about all of this. If you are interested, please bookmark this page and I will keep you updated so that you receive the first news.
Now, if you watch Paradise, you know Paradise is an underground city for all of the rich people underneath a mountain. Put two and two together, people. They telling us what I tell.
Look, just know that like, look, a lot of us know that, but they have a program, they have a budget, and it's crazy that they even have a budget for that because we're missing trillions of dollars, first of all, and they have a budget to put this stuff in movies because they believe in like the galactic karma, and they feel like they're not going to reap any repercussions or get in any type of trouble or karma because of they're putting it out in movies and people take it as entertainment. And that's their way of telling us. They put it in books, they put it everywhere, right in your face, and you see these incidents building and building and building and building, and the same thing is reflecting in our real life. That's reflecting from the entertainment that they're putting out. Everything just not a coincidence, man. But hey, let's get back to it. Damn.
In my mind, Paradise, it goes beyond entertainment. That shit is self-disclosure. You know what's so mind-boggling? You know how many people actually watch this show and never bat an eye? They really think this is just good scripting, good TV, good acting. These folks basically said in that show, they can turn the sky on and off. Did y'all hear what I just said? Better yet, this reminds me of a video that I did a few years back, and I talked about this once before. But I was showing everybody the orbs that have been sitting over my house since, I would say, like 2017. I'm just showing everybody. I'm like, yeah, y'all see them? Like, they're lined up, and it's a lot of them. Now, y'all know I love to think and all of that. But somebody got their ass in my comments, and my mind been boggled since that day. Basically said to me, sister, you just live closer to the projector. What the fuck? I live what? Now imagine where my mind went as I'm watching Paradise. So y'all trying to tell me y'all have never seen the sky flicker on and off? I know it ain't just me. You've never seen the sun looking very pixelated? Okay, I'm gonna say hypothetically, TikTok and all my other platforms, don't get to tripping. I'm just asking questions, you know? Or what about those loud roaring sounds? And every time I hear them, it just sounds like somebody's putting a phone or something up to a microphone. I could be tripping though. Go back and listen to some of them videos. Like, these sounds don't sound natural. They sound almost like a broadcast system. I'm not talking about like thunder or planes. I'm talking about that noise. It sounds like a damn dinosaur roaring or some shit. I just say this. A lot of people are not tripping on the things that they've seen, things that they've heard and felt. It's just that you don't have the words to explain it. But here's the part though. We gotta bring in the underground cities. They show this a little bit too often in movies and TV shows. I'm pretty sure my daughters was getting so highly annoyed with me watching this show because I kept asking them, okay, like, is their house setting, is this in the underground city or is this above land? Because why I can't tell the difference. At what point do you stop calling everything a coincidence and start wondering why the same patterns and themes keep showing up time and time again? Let me go on and help y'all out. When you see and notice a pattern being repeated across multiple different platforms, that's not a coincidence. That's more like an introduction. This leads me to my next point. Well, I guess question. I used to often wonder as a child, the sun that we're seeing here in the United States, is it the same sun that is seen in other parts of the world? Or does each part have its own sun? What if what we're seeing above is not exactly what we think it is? Now, for anybody who's been rocking with your girl for a couple years, you probably gonna remember this. So y'all know I was doing the Sun is God series on my TikTok for quite some time. And when I did that series, I stumbled across a lot of information in regards to the sun. Within that research, I started looking more into the MasterCard logo, which led me to something else, which was a patent for, let's just say, a solar or a sun sim. Again, this is why I say soft disclosure, because do y'all remember when China showed us that they actually had one that was a sim? I remember that. Y'all remember. Don't try to act like y'all don't. I want y'all to think about it like this. If you can create projections, screens, even environment, and simulations on a small scale, what do you think they can do on a mass scale? As most humans do, we miniaturize everything until we can scale it. The thing about this is patterns don't lie. People just love to ignore them. Now, let's put it all together, why don't we? The sky possibly being controlled, manipulated, and or projected. Underground, there's hidden or alternative living spaces. Some of the sounds that we hear sounds like it comes from a national broadcasting system. And the orbs equal unknown aerial phenomenon. Then I just so happened to be watching Paradise, which a lot of you recommended, so thank you so much. It's quite interesting that a lot of what I just mentioned was weaved into that very storyline. And I'm supposed to believe that's just imagination. Be serious, for real. Entertainment has always been used to introduce ideas, to get people comfortable, used to it, to normalize concepts, to prepare your mind. That way, when you see something in real life, you don't panic. You know, kind of like what they've done your whole life with the whole reptilian and alien agenda. They're not hiding anything. They just gonna show you in a way that you won't question. Heavy on these are my theories, heavy on this is my perspective, heavier on I'm just connecting the dots, even heavier on I want y'all to start doing the same thing. Stop just watching, observe, but remember, don't absorb. It's not about what they show you, it's more so about what you're willing to see. If y'all want me to do a full breakdown on Paradise, just let me know. But I had to come on and say this. Anyway, y'all get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Paradise Season 2 just ended with a wild cliffhanger about the Denver airport, but it's shocking me how few people know about the real-life conspiracy theories about this exact plot. Let's get into it. So, like, the whole doomsday bunker under the Denver airport storyline, that's not random. That's a decades-old conspiracy theory. It is believed that underneath the Denver airport, there are massive underground tunnels, hidden bunkers, and a place elites will go if the world ends. And the total cost of construction construction of this airport ended up being $2 billion over budget. And there were claims back in the 80s that they built parts of the airport and then buried them, which makes no sense unless something's been hidden. And then to make things worse, inside of the airport, there are these really disturbing murals depicting war scenes, people in gas masks, dead animals, and really apocalyptic imagery. And there's a long-standing idea that if DC were to ever suffer a catastrophic loss, Denver would immediately become the new capital of the United States, which does give credence to the idea that there's all this secret underground infrastructure in Denver. And then there's Blucifer, which is honestly the most absurd part about the entire theory. Blucifer is a 32-foot tall blue horse statue with red eyes that towers over the airport. And during construction, a piece of it broke off and killed the artist who made it. Like, severed his artery. He died before it was ever completed. And that's what greets you when you land. So it's looking like Paradise Season 3 is going to be totally intertwined with real-life conspiracy theories about the Denver International Airport. And honestly, regardless of what's fact and what's fiction, something is definitely off about the Denver airport.
Now this is from a drone, right? This bull leaked this footage right here. I want to show you, this is a bunker right here. This is an underground bunker. It's the entrance right here. This is the back part, and it goes down in the ground. And you see the field behind you, right? Let me show you how deep this shit is.
It was neat to meet people from around the world there. Literally people from Japan, from Sweden, from New York City, from Chicago, from New Mexico, there was actually some people there from Mars. Shapeshifters.
He was joking when he said Mars.
So I haven't edited this footage yet, so you can see me swinging the camera around, but you can get a sense. I mean,
these are all
possible to
bunkers.
Know what this site was until we got into the air, and then suddenly you really get a sense of the expanse. Look at that.
All of these are bunkers. White folks, rich white folks going underground. Why?
When the second sun come back, there will be no more nighttime. We never had a nighttime. We only experience nighttime because the second sun is gone. And what we think is a sunset is not a sunset. That's actually the sun just moving down to the other parts of the land, of the planet. Remember, it's way more land on this planet that they haven't told us about, class. So what we was taught in school was the sunset was a complete lie when they taught us that. No, what we think is the sunset is merely the sun rotating down to the other parts of the earth that we, or if you want to call it that we have been cut off from with these ice walls in Antarctica. All right, it's gonna start getting to the point once the second sun come where y'all ain't gonna see no more night times. The darkest it's gonna get is gonna look like a sunset when the sky be like that purplish. That's as dark as it's gonna get. Other than that, it's gonna always be bright day. That's how our planet never went to a jet black. Never. It was never like that originally before they landed. Right? But when they pushed that second sun out of our atmosphere, all right, that's what made it like that. Nighttime is not natural to our atmosphere, y'all. It's finna blow. It's finna fuck some people up when y'all see no more nighttime soon. Also, and it should make sense. Think about it. Don't the sun, what makes nighttime go away? When the sun comes out, right? So ask yourself this. It's common sense. If we get a second sun, can you easily see how it's not a nighttime? It can be no nighttime if it's two suns. Does that make sense? Winter. We will not experience winters anymore. They only can exist, these humans, and their cold-blooded reptilian shapeshifter friends in cold weather climates. Because where they come from, it's cold. It's a frozen planet. Why would they blast the second sun away? That's what you should ask yourself. Why? And I'm telling you why they did it. Okay? You know they can't take no goddamn sun. Y'all see their ass all the time. They be sweating their ass off in one sun. They can't take one sun. So imagine what the second one gonna do. Now do you see why they ass gonna be dying from spontaneous combustion? Is it making sense? I'm not being racist when I say a lot of white people finna be dying from spontaneous combustion. That's a biological fact. I don't give a fuck how you feel. If you don't have a good spirit, the only thing that's gonna save y'all is having a good spirit. If you're white or Asian, if you're a human being, meaning you're a Caucasian, an Asian, a Dravidian, a Mexican, or Arab, don't get mad at me. I can help you. All right? I can help you. And if you want my help, meditate, work on yoga, and y'all need to break away from me too. They can no longer hide it, people. Shit finna get real. It's life forms on all these other land masses. Shit is finna get real. And guess what's so cold, y'all? Like they got us entrapped, running us in here, these draconian reptilians. They have draconian reptilians who they left in charge to run us in here. They have also left draconian reptilians in charge to run the outer ice rings where our other family is. And then they also have more reptilians in charge to run the outskirts. So they have 3 layers of reptilian hierarchy that they had here on our planet running us. And that's how they was able to keep all 3 of these ice walls up around us, keeping us separated from each other. See the ice walls? Antarctica, more land around Antarctica, then there's another ice wall around that land. And then there's more land outside of that ice wall, and there's another ice wall around that land. That's what they did when they landed. And notice it's still in a circle. So when they made their globe, they just kept the same circle format, but filled it in with this bullshit. Do y'all see it? They kept the same. They told us the truth. They showed us the truth. Look at the circle. But instead of showing the little land masses, they drew this bullshit in. I repeat it if it's skipping. I repeat it if it's skipping. Don't even worry about it. I got y'all. Okay? So, this is all the land masses. And they blocked us off with these ice walls that are now melting. Y'all see it? And we are all finna merge together as one. The melting of the ice walls, the merging of the original landmass. When they landed, they separated us. They put the ice walls up. Okay? Y'all with me? They put the ice walls up. And then lied and showed you the way your world is really shaped, your planet really looks. They didn't show you all this land and all this extra land. So they showed you exactly. That's why they were so worried about global warming, people. He complained about the ice walls melting because once these ice walls melt, all right, all our landmass are gonna merge together. So we finna be seeing motherfuckers we didn't even know we was related to, and vice versa. They are also cut off. Look at it. Yeah. But now that these ice walls finna melt, it's a wrap. So I just wanted y'all to see that too. All right? Exactly. That's the land you was talking about in your other line. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna just say Monet. I love when y'all pay attention. I love when I teach y'all stuff and then it comes up later and y'all can recant and recite it so y'all can know why I'm telling y'all what I'm telling y'all so y'all can click and see like how deep this shit go, how deep the rabbit hat hole go, and how we gods and why they're human beings and how the extraterrestrials have helped them. So y'all gotta grasp this map. Y'all gotta grasp this map, y'all. All right? Y'all gotta grasp this map to fully understand. I'm gonna be using this map a lot. All right? Notice, it looks just like this map. Just like they just painted this other bullshit in. It's not real, as opposed to showing you your real land masses around you. Look at all that land. All that. We only in here. This is Asia, Russia, North America. We only in the middle. You got all these continents up in here. You got all these around here. Not to mention, we not even originally from this planet. We from the Sirius star system. Wait till that dome slide back. You gonna be seeing motherfuckers you forgot existed. Your real mom and your real dad and your real family and your soul gonna remember them. You gonna be like, yeah, it's finna go the fuck down. All the ice blocks melting and y'all wondering what's going on. I'm just connecting dots. And see, I was sent back to prepare y'all. I'm already warm with them in the astral plans, so I keep telling y'all, people be careful. They can't fuck with me. The most they can do is fuck with these lives. They can't fuck with me. Because when I get off live with y'all, I go meditate and it be busting. I be listening, y'all. Y'all think I be making shit up. Here go the map right here. Be all in other continents. I be all on other continents on they ass. All right? On they ass. Facts. I be all on they ass. All the other realities and dimensions on they ass. Only reptilian because that's the form they animate in this reality. Remember? You feel me? This shit get deep, man. It get real deep, people. It get real deep.
I keep thinking about how Trump is constantly talking about how America needs to take Greenland for its own national security. And then I start thinking about that movie that's actually called Greenland with Gerard Butler, that's about the asteroid Apophis that's impacting Earth. And if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. It's actually a pretty good action movie. But the asteroid Apophis is actually supposed to pass Earth in 2029, and it's going to pass Earth at they approximate 20,000 miles from Earth's surface, and that's nothing. That's where the GPS satellites are. And yet NASA has updated the impact level to 0. Just recently they were like, we've done the calculations and we're 1,000% sure it's not going to hit Earth. But that's also what they would say if it was going to hit Earth, because people would panic if they knew this asteroid was going to hit Earth. Earth, they would stop working. There would be no one to build the bunkers. There would be, people's money would be worth nothing. So of course they would never tell everyone if this was really going to happen. What they would do is start acting lawlessly and like raiding the treasury to just get every last dollar they can to save themselves and their families, which is kind of what is happening, is it not? And I know this is crazy, but just for funsies, another thing that always makes me think maybe there is an asteroid that's going to hit Earth is Elon Musk's obsession with going to Mars. It makes no sense at all to me. Elon knows Mars is completely uninhabitable. You'd have to build your civilization deep in the ground of Mars, otherwise you would die of radiation poisoning in the first year or two. But what if you knew that an asteroid was going to hit Earth and you just thought, maybe a bunker is not going to be good enough, or maybe it will be good enough, but then I'll be buried in there and can't get myself out. Instead, you build a big-ass spaceship and you tell everyone, oh, I'm building this spaceship so big because it's going to Mars, so it has to be able to have enough food and water and everything like that for 2 years, and then enough stuff for like us to build civilization on Mars, etc. But really, you just know this asteroid's coming on this date and you just want to make sure you're floating around in space so you're not on Earth when the impact happens. And then you gotta float around in space for another year or two until the dust settles. It's not just Elon and his spaceship. Look into it. All of the billionaires are building crazy bunkers, and not just like $1 million or $2 million just-in-case bunker. We're talking like buy an island in Hawaii and spend hundreds of millions of dollars to make a underground complex. Why would you do that unless you were pretty sure you were going to need to spend an extended period of time there? And one more time so I don't get in trouble with the algorithm. These are my own opinions and I'm just spitballing. I don't know anything. These aren't facts. Everyone calm down.
We found 60,000 people living under Chicago.
And the second we saw them, every exit to the surface was locked.
The 60,000 people beneath Chicago had no legal names above ground.
And every one of them worked for the same private equity firm.
An alarm announced that the 2 surface contractors had entered without clearance. A woman in a gray uniform grabbed us and pulled us through a service door.
She locked it, looked at our badges, and asked who had sent us.
We told her nobody had.
Her face changed.
Then she whispered, "You weren't supposed to come down here until the investors arrive tomorrow." The woman who found us was named Mara. At least, that was the name printed on her underground badge.
She said the firm called the place a continuity city,
built to protect essential workers during a national emergency.
Most had arrived through companies the firm bought and shut down.
A factory would close, workers would lose their pensions. Then the firm would offer selected families a fresh start.
The families signed permanent relocation agreements and disappeared underground.
Children born inside received internal identification numbers instead of birth certificates.
Some adults had lived there for 20 years without appearing in a single public database.
Mara believed the secrecy kept the compound safe. Mara had worked underground for 14 years and had never been allowed through its glass walls.
She led us into a delivery tunnel beneath it while security searched the streets above us.
Thousands of suitcases were stacked beside an arrivals terminal that had never appeared on any map.
A board listed 3,412 investors scheduled to arrive the following morning.
Each person already had a home, a vehicle, and a staff assignment waiting underground.
60,000 residents had spent years preparing for people they would be forced to serve.
That was when Mara realized the emergency shelter story had been a lie.
This is the station. Can you hear as well? The ash is finally clearing
By 9, this is Moscow station. Здравствуйте. Greenland station, this is Kathmandu. We are receiving you.
Y'all, the earth is heating up. Solar flares are heating the earth, and a lot of us are about to start activating, but a lot of us are also going to start deactivating. Now, if you know, then you know, but if you don't know, let me cook. So right now, Mother Earth is upgrading, and so are we, right? So with that being said, a lot of us are hearing the ringing in the ears. We're going to do the heart palpitations. We're going to do the buzzing and the vibrating in the head, right? We're having anxiety attacks because we actually feel like we're losing our mind, but we're not. We're just rewiring to the new Earth, because right now we're actually going through a transition. And what that transition is from the 3D frequency to the 5D frequency. So when they say the new Earth, that's exactly what they mean. It's not like it's a separation in Earth, okay, or worlds, or however you want to look at it. It's actually separation in frequencies and energies and vibrations, if that makes sense, all right? So, like I said before, you're probably feeling like you're losing your mind because when you actually go outside in the sun, you're seeing floaters, right? Those things that just squiggling in front of your eyes, and you're like, what the hell is that? When you're in a room by yourself or even with other people, you're seeing things like black shadows or whatever from your peripheral vision, and you feel like you're losing your mind because you're seeing things that's not there. That's not actually the case. You're seeing things that has always been there. You're just now able to see it with your third eye instead of your two eyes. Hopefully that didn't go over your head, okay? Now, I've said this before. Mother Earth is going through what we call a spiritual flu, right? And if y'all know anything about when a person have a flu or when they're really, really sick, they get a fever because there's something that's foreign inside of them. It's something that they need to get rid of.
Wait, I've got something weird on my instrument panel. 3 to 1. Looks like Will. 3 to 3. Yeah, I got it too. What is
Y'all gotta understand what that is. That's a name that I can't say on this video out loud. I wish I could. The moment you start talking about that stuff right there, you put it in the comments down below. What we talking about? I gotta stretch. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But if y'all seen it, y'all seen it many times before. Let me know in the comments down below. The firmament cracks. There's gonna be a lot of things when it opens up. There's gonna be a lot of things that happen, and you just got to be ready to take on these frequencies. Like we said, just because you're a certain type of person don't mean that you can't make it. You just have to be vibrating at the right level in order to benefit from what's coming next. Can't be dwelling in hate. We're gonna talk about that hate stuff later.
3 to 1 on the horn.
I seen this the other night from my balcony. Facts. Then the clouds came all of a sudden. They're not drones, bro. They're not drones. I was watching them. They're not drones.
Those fucking spaceships.
They were high up there.
What is this? That should be fucked.
I was looking dead at them.
And they're in the triangle, fucking circle.
Some people be like, oh, they're drones. They're not. Those are not drones. Not our drones. Telling y'all.
Only alien that we supposedly knew was the one from Roswell that lived. J-Rod. They said J-Rod said that I'm from another time. And so he's from another. He said that your world will end in a cataclysm, and some people will make it. A lot of people will, and they'll have to live within the planet. Basically, go like ants.
Yeah.
And that civilization, that time will last so long that we'll adapt to living there.
Right.
And just like
y'all will adapt.
We'll adapt to everything else. We're gonna start adapting to being an insect. And just like an insect, and we're devoid of light. That's why aliens' eyes are so big.
Oh, I
because they don't, whatever they came from, there's no light, and the atmosphere is so dense. That's why they don't grow. That's why they don't grow too tall, because the atmosphere don't allow them to. They don't eat the same food. That's why they don't get so big like that.
Ooh, what an amazing video, man. What an amazing video. Hopefully y'all watched all the way to the end, man. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button, man. But this was definitely a hell of a banger. Hopefully, just let me know what y'all.
Launch it again. Eat spores, jerks.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Relay deployed. It ain't cheap. Don't mind me. I'll patch you up. My good deed for the day.
Thanks so much. Better stop that vehicle.
You're ready for action. Iron Brute. I'll patch you up.
Release the drugs!
Relay deployed. It ain't cheap. See, I'm fucking helpful. Stand down.
He stopped them in their tracks.
This is real firepower. Fucking hurt. You're welcome. I'm back. Armor patch here. Pay up. You're ready for action. Eat spores, jerks. You're welcome.
It's now or never. Stop them.
I'll patch you up. I'm going green.
Better stop that vehicle.
I'll patch you up. Iron Brute.
Don't give them another inch. Or else. Only 60 seconds left.
You're ready to go.
Thanks so much. Release the current score is 0-3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Who are you calling a raccoon, huh?
Round
Brute's
2.
always with me. You'll see what I mean. Hup.
You're mine. "30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Who are you calling a raccoon, huh?
Yoink! Give me that luck.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll patch you up.
Rather with music than do anything else. Except be a superhero.
Don't mind me. I'm just dying.
Protective shield. Perfect.
You're ready for action.
Thanks so much.
Go! Eat s'mores, jerks!
I like it cold.
I'll patch you up.
No time to go solo.
Whoa, these keyhole things are dangerous. You're ready for action. I'm going green. This may be an agent of love battlefield metal. Here comes the rocket again. That fucking hurt. I'm going green.
I can get reckless now.
Got my eye on some of the welcome guests.
I'm hurt. It's the grand finale.
My good deed for the day. But force me. You're ready for action. See, I'm fucking helpful. Relay deployed. It ain't cheap. I'll patch you up.
Only 60 seconds left.
That fucking hurt. Eat spores, jerks. Knew I saw trouble. This is real firepower.
Release the glow drops!
Down to 30 seconds.
You ain't got rid of me yet. I'll patch you up. Relay deployed. It ain't
Final
cheap.
10 seconds. Us against the world.
Magic and science in perfect unison.
Final score 0, 2, 3. Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Mm.